Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Patrick Seta,
and Luke Young.
and Patrick is a piece of shit. Just want to let our listeners know that I'm trying to do that. It's the only time I've ever fucked up the intro
Cody.
ever, and it's these Pat's over here like, "Speak, Cody," into the microphone, picking his nose and putting it in my face and shit. Today we've got on Andrew Fish. What's up, buddy? Everybody, give it up!
What's up, motherfucker?
What's up?
Thanks.
My voice cracked like crazy. What's up, motherfucker? Anyways,
I had met Andrew from an old job of mine. He was a security guard.
Oh, yes. I remember those days.
Yeah.
My job was to fondle people with a handheld metal detector and make them very uncomfortable.
Did you ever get rock hard while you were doing it?
Oh, no.
has anyone ever been rock hard while you were doing it?
So we had a policy where you weren't supposed to
Pop a boner in front of the...
Yeah. You weren't supposed to bring the wand. We called our little metal detectors wands any higher than a lady's knees. But for guys, we could go all the way up. And I did accidentally whack a few dicks, and they were not hard. So as far as I know...
But did you keep whacking them to see if they would get hard?
They ever say, "Hey, man, stop
Just
that."
if I keep jostling the wiener. Just
You ever
maybe.
find anything?
There was I found a gold ring just sitting on the floor once. I was like, no, I didn't catch anyone stealing, but yeah, I was like, wow, that's pretty bad. It's just sitting right there.
No, I had heard a story from there that they took the bathrooms out of the main warehouse because a chick was cramming them up there and then leaving and then selling them.
But before we mention this company's dirty laundry, can we agree not to mention the name of the company?
Yes,
we talk about the name a lot when we talk about these things.
Oh, well, we'll just talk about this. We'll talk about the Sparkly Gold Place. That's what we'll call it. Yeah. The Sparkly Gold Factory that we worked at. Yeah, we had mailmen that would take packages from us, open them up, and then try and sell them to the jeweler next door, who was personal friends with the owners.
Wait,
so that kind of...
So it happened multiple times.
Oh, yeah, a couple times. A lot of our employees got accused, and so there's kind of some tension between the employees and the owners.
Yeah, I'd imagine if my boss was accusing me of stealing shit every day, I'd be pretty upset with the boss. This is the place that you fucking hated working at, isn't it?
Yeah, I absolutely hated it.
I remember you bitching about this job so much back in the day.
Hold on. You're delving over a huge part of the story. Cramming it up, what?
Oh, yes. This lady was, I think she was in processing, and she would take the small bags with the barcodes of jewelry. She would go to the bathrooms that were in the warehouse at the time, and then she would slide them up her vagina. And then she would leave work, and then she would go sell them, pawn them. But this is where her plan failed. So,
yeah, how did it fail?
most jewelry...
Sounds foolproof.
They did the old sniff test, of course. Hold on,
no,
man.
This smells like a vagina.
I mean, you're supposed to bite gold.
Those are the...
Shit, I guess that's true.
Like a pirate. Arr.
Why does it smell fishy?
Well, most
tilapia
jewelry factories, manufacturing places, they brand their shit.
Yeah.
pussy fingerprints.
Don't they do that on diamonds too?
Yep, that's what they do. So they brand it with their seal or whatever, their logo, and then when it's bought and sold, they usually grind it off along with whatever engravings they want with it. So she took it to the pawn shop. And they saw hey, this shit is still here. This is proof of theft. And then they called them up hey, did this person buy this from you? Absolutely not. They work for us. And after that, there was no more bathrooms in the warehouse. You had to walk through, get wanded by this guy or all the other old geriatric people, and then...
How did they find out she was shoving it up her vagina?
So
where was she giving it out?
That's a good point.
Where was there time for you two to become friends? You're over there being accused of stealing. He's over here wanding your dick.
He's the only dude around my age who had a wand.
While I was slapping his dick, I just talked to him about life. And sometimes, when he forgot his badge and I had to talk to him over the intercom, I'd talk to him like I was Darth Vader because I'd play off the fact that his name was Luke. I'd be like, I remember there was one time where you didn't have your badge and you buzzed in. I didn't respond. I was just like,
you know how annoyed I'd be waiting to clock in with you?
Luke, I am your father. And then he'd giggle and then I just let him in.
Yeah,
right on.
Dude, fuck that place, man.
So you guys met.
Hard.
So you guys met there, and you started your man-to-man friend relationship after that. And
after that, I'd fucking quit, and I didn't see dude until I ran into him at the Renaissance Fair.
I promised you I would go to. Was I dressed as a Viking that day?
I don't think so.
No.
This
I
is
don't think so.
This is what I'm getting to though. So you got we have you on because you have like a whole like you've got like a book and you've got fucking
No, he's working on one
Viking
now.
shit that you're doing.
Oh yeah, I make Viking shields with my friends. It's a big thing we do.
It's fucking awesome.
Now, is this your job that you make money doing?
Oh no. You know,
Okay, I was under the impression that you make money making Viking shields. and I
Viking
was like,
shields
how
on
can it
the
be this
internet.
lucrative?
Viking shields on the internet go for between 100 and 200, sometimes 300.
Oh my
and
God.
I can whip one up for about $35 worth of material. So if you guys come over and give me about that much, like I'm not going to charge you 100, but if you just come over and just work on it, I have a garage that I don't use for cars because my concrete's that bad.
Can we get a bastard shield?
Yeah.
That'd
Hang
be
that shit
really
up.
Let's
fucking cool.
make this
Let's
happen
do it.
right
you put
now.
demons and make it all metal.
Fuck yes, I want a
sounds really
bastard
cool.
shield. That would be amazing.
Dude, we'll definitely pay you for that.
Yeah,
You
for
can
sure.
put your
100%.
faces on it.
Yeah.
Fucking stickers. You guys want to get shields and just pass
Yeah.
those out?
Going into battle, listen to your favorite podcast.
Get a bastard mobile, like a big old van, and just like line the side with shields.
In
like a
fucking
Viking
time, man.
boat.
It's gonna be like detailed painting on the van sides too, like very Conan the Barbarian. It'll be like fucking Patrick all muscled out with a sword, and Cody wearing like a bralette, like laying at his ankles.
Little tiny itty bitty Vienna sausage bulge in my tidy whities.
And I'll just be like some like weird flying creature, just getting weak as fuck.
Yeah, with big fucking
So
like
strange.
hypno swirl eyes.
Well, that's cool that you make the shields. Like, I mean, so do you have like a shop at the Ren Fair?
Oh no, so there's like different types of employees who work at the Renaissance Festival. There's the people who like make stuff, and they'll rent out a shop and they'll sell it. Those are called vendors. And then you have street cast, which is people whose job is just to act like they live there. So you've got the nobles, you've got the peasants, and then you've got the pirates. And they don't pay you a lot. I'm not gonna say how little they pay you. It's pretty little. But if you live in the area, those are usually local folks. If you live in the area and you don't have anything to do with your Saturdays and Sundays, you can go have fun, hanging out with a bunch of hippies.
I have a friend that works up there. Like they just all fucking camp out there.
we all do.
over the weekend and like.
I want to hear some Renaissance Fair party just fucking stories.
She said that they get crazy at night, or that they used to. At
Oh,
least.
yeah.
Like, everybody's just getting wildly drunk.
I'm not gonna say like what cliques do what, but like there's definitely some like orgies that go on. Various
Really?
yeah.
Orgies at the Ren
Smelly.
Fair?
How many smelly
Schmelly
footed
filled.
fucking mud filled fucking?
Schmagma.
Just keep saying schmegma, Pat. It'll.
Schmagma.
Why does everything go back to schmegma for Pat? Why does,
Because I'm just picturing that they just...
don't clean their dicks in the Renaissance
Yeah,
time?
they got schmagma.
They
probably
had
got some
creeks.
schmagma.
I bet they washed their uncircumcised peeners out in the creeks there, fella. All right. I don't think they just let dick cheese build up until their penis heads were about to explode.
Anyways.
They have showers.
So, anyways, tell us about these
They have
schmegma
showers.
orgies.
They
Apparently, they
definitely
occur
happen.
in pools of schmegma.
Well, I did. Yeah, I was in a hot tub once, but I mean that's all that I participated. But I've heard stories about much grander events.
Yeah, tell us the
Yeah.
craziest one.
Yeah.
Oh, that I know of. Oh, I
Yeah.
just heard that you just there would just be like tons of people just like eating each other out and fucking each other at like a pool. Like I don't know any specifics.
Orgy sounds so
Yep.
gross to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of naked,
Sweaty,
sweaty, fucking.
smelly.
Could you imagine like
strangers,
just walking down a hallway and then there's just like a couple dudes just blowing loads on someone?
Yeah, just smell it. The
Well, that's
smell,
like swingers parties, right? I mean, I feel like that would be weird.
Of course it would.
I don't
know.
know.
Oh, hey, Luke. So
What's up?
I'll tell you their names later, but there was some people who worked in gifts who apparently they were swingers.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not people that are pretty to imagine doing
Oh,
that. Like
man. I
the
cannot
dude
wait to
definitely
hear.
had to lift his stomach.
It's always the grossest people. Swingers, like these orgy people, they're always.
These orgy people.
I'm sorry, they're always
Schmagma.
gross as fuck. I mean, there might be one hot one out of 100, but they're always like. If you ever watch like the Real Sex on HBO back in the day, I remember trying to beat it to that when I was 14. couldn't make it happen, but I found out a lot of weird shit about a lot of weird people and their weird sex things that you're not allowed to kink shame anymore. But they're like these gross
you
old
are.
people. They're
Yeah,
fucking
One of the
can.
show.
60 years old on HBO. Well, they have grandkids. They're at fucking a bunch of illegitimate bastard children. They go to orgies every weekend. It's their hobby. Like for sure they've got kids. That's your hobby is blowing loads on people. You got some kids. So they're all gross and there's fucking white hair coming out of. They're all sweaty and making noise. Ugh.
Do you think
You're about to puke just then.
And then they're walking around with boners, and I'm like, ugh, who goes to these things and enjoys it?
Do you think Ancestry.com and like 23andMe are gonna put an end to stuff like that? Like there was that one mailman who impregnated like 32 women in one town, and like that was probably those conceptions probably happened back in like the 80s or whatever. But nowadays, like if you do that nowadays, like you're gonna get caught. You're gonna be owing 32 women child support.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. Or maybe he just blew loads of 32 different girls. And he's like, well, I got to go to Oregon now. And then is never seen again. I'm just saying, like, you don't always get caught, I don't think.
Can you imagine all of that fucking child support?
32 women's worth. Isn't there a basketball player that has like 19 kids or something, and he owes like millions of dollars in child support a month? And how long does an NBA career last? Like 5 years, 4 years, something
Doesn't
like
last
that.
very long.
I mean, if you're an
think they
NBA
keep their
player, you
money
can
that
afford
long.
to cure AIDS. So
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
That's
isn't it
true.
true like when a lot of like professional football or like NBA players, everybody like that, when they're done playing, they actually go bankrupt pretty quick, don't
Well,
they?
that's why you fucking sell out and you start making shitty commercials, Peyton Manning.
or your underwear.
Your underwear, yeah.
What? NBA
Ordered
star
to-
Blake Griffin has been ordered to pay $258,000. Oh my God, per month in child support, according to
We're
a.
going into cardiac arrest.
Holy
What
fuck!
the fuck are you mean on 250?
Radar Online cited court documents stating the 29-year-old basketball player will pay out more than $3 million a year in child support to his ex-girlfriend, Bryn Cameron.
Whoa.
These kids can go to
For
school in
2 kids!
full
Hold on.
Louis Vuitton suits that are brand new every day, and then they just get them a little
How much
dirty
is
and
he
throw them
making?
right in the trash. But what do you do with $258,000 a month just balling out of control? Like,
What? How much is he making though? Look up his net worth.
I don't know, but what?
fuck.
I don't think that's going to compare a lot, but I want to know.
When
Hey, look
he's-
at this. There's so many fucking like Google searches for this guy. Yeah, I guess he's notorious for the child support.
$3 fucking million.
Oh, and he was sued for a dog bite too. It says that up in the top left.
He's selling his mansion. This man is trying to catch up.
What the fuck? What do you expect him to do? He owes a house. He owes a
Look up net
nice
worth.
ass house.
Look, selling his $11 million mansion.
Blake Griffin.
to pay 3
Dog
years
bite.
worth of child support.
Blake Griffin net worth
$60 million.
in 2015. That's fucking crazy. But still, that money runs out eventually. And if you're paying $258,000 a month, $3 million a year, that money's gonna go
Well, to
real
2 kids,
fast.
6 times 18, right?
$3 million times 18.
Well,
you saying?
the reason he pays more than like we would for child support is because he makes more than us.
Yeah,
and I
it's
think that
based
when
on
his
his income.
I think when his income goes
Nope,
down,
it's not how it works.
so
Not
it's
how it
how
works.
much you make at the time you get sued for
Yep.
it.
So people get
What?
fucked all the time.
You just
like
get
this.
locked in like a
100%. Yep. The child support system's crazy. But
That's
yeah.
fucking
So
broken.
if you're working like overtime that week, like oh no, we're gonna charge you like you work 80 hours
No,
a
it's
week.
based on what you. It's based on whatever your annual income.
So does
is.
that-
I,
like,
I
let's
was
say he-
actually working with someone who actively has to pay child support, and he didn't go to work for 2 days due to weather. And when the check came, they took the same amount as they normally would, and he wasn't able to pay for his phone bill or anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how it works. It's not a percentage of your income. It's a fixed amount based on the income that you make when you have the
God
kids.
damn.
And you go in there. And if you're balling out of control when you fucking make that and then you lose your job the very next day after you're ordered to pay $258,000 a month, I mean, Jesus. I'm not saying
You
he shouldn't
better
pay
keep
child
cranking
support.
it.
I'm not saying he shouldn't pay a lot of money, but should he be paying fucking $300,000 for two
Yeah.
kids? Like, what the fuck do you mean?
I mean, if you're like taking care of them, they have a roof over their head, they have clothes,
They have a new house
food,
every
you are
month.
actively in their life.
they have a new Ferrari every week. What do you need $300,000 for? What do you need?
Right,
Y'all
yeah.
just eat
A month.
foie gras every day.
Look at
Finest steaks. What do you
see
feed
what
these
his
fucking
annual
kids?
salary is.
Beluga caviar. God damn.
Scroll down to where it says his annual salary. I'm curious, like how much he makes a
Is
year.
that a real dish? I want to know. Beluga caviar.
We're about to find out, aren't we? I don't know.
Caviar's eggs, right?
Yes.
Fish eggs. Specific.
Beluga caviar?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you?
It's really
And it's $129 for 1 ounce of it. $129.
Beluga sturgeon
It's some of the most expensive caviar. All right, but back to this. He made his annual salary is $29.7 million. So he has to pay 10%. That's as of 2017.
That's so fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts.
Well, sorry,
God.
Blake Griffin. You shouldn't have been unloading clips into women. He was just in the bedroom. And then eventually.
God damn, man.
You think when he comes, it like women just start hearing like the sound of cash registers?
Cha-ching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sounds like coins falling on the ground.
Good Lord.
Okay, off of Blake Griffin. How do we start talking about Blake Griffin? How did this happen?
Oh,
What were we talking
Dude,
about?
I totally
Money?
forgot.
Completely
What?
forgot. Oh, we were
Orgies?
talking about
Child
disgusting
support.
orgies. So how many fun orgies have you been?
Wow, we got really sidetracked.
We were talking about the Renaissance Festival.
oh, I was not in an orgy myself, but
Damn.
If you had the
I've
opportunity.
seen, no, I'm trying to be a good Christian.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe you.
So what's your role as the volunteer work at the Renaissance Fair?
Oh no, so I was I told you there was vendors, which sell like the stuff they make, and then there's street cast, which are like normal-ish people, normal in the sense that like they're people who have jobs that do that on the weekend, and they pretend to be there, and then the other category is like performers. So you've been there, right? Have you guys been?
I go a lot, actually.
I love it.
So you know like the Mud Show and like all
These dudes are great.
Yeah, they are great. And like the Kamikaze Fireflies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting,
all the super fun
juggling.
You know, I really liked their show up until they started to make a sandwich with mayonnaise with dude's feet.
Oh no,
What?
Yeah, it was whack.
it's talent.
Well, someone
then they
really
have
gross
orgies.
ate it, so
I have a
it was
strong
interesting.
stomach,
But keep going.
I'd eat it. Anywho, I mean, people eat cheese that smells like feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You know, like
it's not made with feet.
If I blindfolded you and I put my feet up to your nose and then I said, "Now sniff the cheese," you probably wouldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, I feel like I would.
Do we need it?
I feel like I could tell the difference between dairy and like fungus or something.
We're
You
gonna
know?
have to find out.
Let's find out. Pat,
Let's
you got
find out.
Parmesan
Cody.
cheese in your fridge. Let's blindfold you, and we'll see if you can tell the difference between my dirty ass feet and some Parmesan cheese.
Not your dirty ass feet are gonna smell sour as fuck.
Why do you think that I'm so much gross? Why does everybody think that I'm so
I don't
much
know.
grosser than
Half
them?
the shit you say on the show,
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
you're foul.
That's a fair point.
Foul.
I'm
So
not.
as I was saying, yeah. So the third category of Renaissance Festival employee is like the performers, and those guys are usually travel. Like they travel more than the vendors, because some of the vendors like they'll go to several ones, but they'll stick in like the Midwest or something. But those guys, they really like that's how they make their living. Because like if all Renaissance festivals disappeared, some of those blacksmiths would still be able to like make armor and sell it to LARPers.
Those blacksmiths are so interesting.
They really are.
Do you do any type of armor making, or is it all just shields?
No, so there's a group called SCA. There's like 3 types of LARPing. There's like Dagger here.
LARPing is live action role playing for our listeners.
Role playing. Oh yeah.
Always looks like so much fucking fun.
I did a
Lightning
lot.
bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Sorry.
Lightning bolt. Yeah, I actually did in high school. My friend bought a bunch of because he didn't play sports, and we walked like a block to our other friend's house, and he got winded walking up a very not steep hill. And it was embarrassing. I was like, dude, you need more cardio. And so his dad bought him a bunch of PVC piping and like those noodles, like pool noodles, and some tape. And we made a bunch of LARP swords.
Fuck yeah.
And we would just LARP in the front yard. Like, we didn't care who knew. Like, the mailman would be like, what the fuck? Right?
These kids are crazy.
So, yeah, like, I LARPed a lot, like, my sophomore year of high school because we had nothing better to do. And
Wait, somebody gave you PVC in fucking
An
high
adult.
school, and you
An
were
adult.
like... So my high school ass was like, let me find a way to make a pipe out of this shit. And you were like, let me do something constructive. All right. We were very different children. Keep going.
Hey, my friend smoked out of pop cans too, but like I just watched. I was the enabler.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, so LARPing, there's like when you get to adult LARPing, there's like 3 types. There's like the foam sword types, and then there's like the guys who do like real armor with like real swords that are blunted.
That's our dude, Joey O'Neill.
Oh,
Yeah,
and Coleman. Yeah, I was about to say Coleman does this shit. Go on.
That's called HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts.
Oh.
But there's like an in-between category where it's not foam swords. They use what's called rattan. Rattan is like a really
wood?
hard form of bamboo, actually.
Ooh, ouch.
But like it mimics like the weight of a sword. So like if you make like a sword, like they'll usually have like a basket like fencers have like, but like they make like these swords out of bamboo, and it's like it feels like you're swinging a real sword. Not when it hits you, but like the heft of it is real.
When it hits you though, it hurts, right?
Yeah. Well, so
Fuck yeah, it
So
would.
for SEA, you have to wear armor, but it doesn't have to be like metal. Like you can. A lot of times they'll take rain barrels and they'll cut them up. And they'll put them in they'll put them in ovens, and the ovens will like soften them, and then they'll bend them, like they'll cut the armor out into like the shape it needs to be, and then they'll bend it. So like, do you know what pauldrons are? Like
No.
What's that?
like shoulder armor. Like have you ever seen?
okay.
Like, it looks like that
I didn't know that.
lobster. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that
Yeah.
was a
So like,
name.
if you were to make pauldrons, for example, you would like cut out like the little like plates. Yeah. Put it in your oven. They soften up. Then you pull it out. You bend them, and then you quench them in water.
And then they harden.
harden,
That.
yeah.
That's interesting.
So-
I
Wait,
never
they
knew
quench
that's how
them.
that
I thought they
made.
quenched them in oil.
Water.
Because wouldn't the
works,
water
yeah.
make it crack?
Not always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do both methods work?
According to, I mean, I have some of that armor
Okay.
my friend gave me. See, I had a friend who was in SCA, and he gave me all his stuff, and I ended up working second shift for a while, and I got out of the habit of going. I only went to like 4 practices, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was in shape because I run a lot. Like I'll run 3 miles, but like fighting shape is different though. Like anyone who goes from like working out to like boxing will tell you that like there's like
They're totally
being in
different.
shape-
You're working in
Yeah.
totally different like
Yeah.
muscle groups.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the guy we know that does it, like he'll pack up his shit and go train somewhere with people that do it too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we had Paul on, Paul Mason. He was a Wing Chun instructor. He has like a specific title, but I completely forgot off the top of my head. I'm sorry, sir. I only say that because I go to his class
Sensei.
sometimes.
Sifu.
Sensei. It was Sifu. That's what it was. Fuck. I feel like an idiot forgetting that. But when I went to this class, like that was a totally different fucking workout than I'm used to, and it's so much fun. So much fun.
You lose yourself in it, and you feel like you're
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah, it's kind of like it becomes more than just a workout. You know, you're working on something that's like more mental. It's more. I feel like it's kind of spiritual.
So
Yeah,
who's
we
your
were.
favorite person to bash the head of in? Like some dude that's been pissing you off all day long? You just take some blunted steel weapon and bang their head in with it? Or
Well, I mean, some
do
people
you aim for certain people?
Some people, like, so when you join, you're supposed to take on a persona, right? And they'll usually get like a really Viking-y sounding name, like Wolfgar Hedrickson or something like that. And some people get really into it to the point where like they forget they're regular people. And it's like if
aggressive.
your character has a beef with another character, like they'll take it really seriously. And so some people I've heard, not at the Cincinnati one, but I've heard that some people in some chapters get really into it.
What do you
Has
mean?
murder
What do you
ever
mean?
been committed?
Stabbing?
Has real murder
Stabs?
ever been committed?
I don't believe so.
They're burning tents down in the middle of the night for real.
Wolf God forever!
Steal somebody's girlfriend and just gut her and leave her sitting there in
Wow.
front of
That'd
the
be
fort.
fun.
Back!
Blood Eagle.
Yeah, they blood eagle her, pull her lungs out of her back.
Jesus Christ.
Tie her there with her own intestines.
Fuck, dude. Oh
So,
my God.
is shit like that happen?
Not to my knowledge.
Of course, shit like that doesn't happen.
No shit.
I mean, it would be a better story if it did.
That'd be,
If only.
yeah, it'd be fucking insane if something like that happened. Yeah, our friend Coleman does this, the Viking shit with the blunt weapons.
Yeah,
and
he has like double axes and shit.
Yeah, and he has like he always puts out these cool videos of like a GoPro on his chest, and like you see it all first person, and you get to see all of his stances and
What?
shit.
That's
It's super
badass.
cool.
I didn't know about
Yeah, I think that's stuff. You got some balls to fucking do that shit because I feel like I'd get my fucking fingers clipped or something, even if the blade is blunt.
Which version of it do you do? You just said
Oh,
there's three
so
different
yeah,
types.
I only really got involved with SCA, which is like in between like the hardcore all metal, and then like the soft foam.
Yeah,
So-
you were in the hardwood, like you were saying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So SCA, just to recap, you use like the hard bamboo, and you gotta wear. You only have to cover certain things. Like you have to wear a helmet with like a face mask. and
Please
you
tell
have
me you're
to
covering
wear-
up your junk.
Yes, you cover up your junk.
Thank you, God.
And I think you need like some torso armor. But there's not a whole lot of rules on what you need beyond that, but they heavily encouraged you to like cover everything, especially hands. Hand injuries were actually the most common kind of injuries in medieval times.
You
what I'm
fucked your
saying.
hands up ever?
Me, no. Like I
I'm
said,
sure
I've only
like
been to a
like
couple.
swinging weapons to like clash, they actually like slam the fingers instead.
Oh, yeah.
And it. Oh my god.
Game of Thrones, the author made Jaime Lannister lose his hand to represent the fact that hand injuries were like the most common in medieval times.
Best
They
fucking
cut his
show on
hand off, though.
television.
It was a punishment. For
I only
him.
read the books.
Have you watched? You haven't watched the show?
No, because I'm better than you.
Hey, I'm gonna see the ending before you do. I feel like at this
Probably.
point, yeah.
I mean, I'm stuck on like what book 5, I guess, and you guys are on.
Dude,
like,
he's gonna
season,
die before he finishes.
You guys are on
last
season
two.
12 by now. I don't know.
No, it's like
Shit,
the last season
7
comes
or
out in
something.
2 months, and it's the 8th season. Dude, I can't fucking wait.
That
the
show
thing
is so good.
I took me 3 times to watch it because I thought it was kind of like a soap opera a little bit, like a hardcore soap opera. Back in my first season, all the sex and all this shit, it was just all rated R.
All this incest.
It just seemed, it was just like a lot of ridiculous.
That was like boobies and blood, and I just hate all that stuff.
There wasn't that much violence in the first season or second season. It wasn't until like I
you mean
forced
when
myself.
the kid killed that kid? It wasn't good enough for you, Pat?
You mean the one bit of violence throughout the whole fucking season where I'm just like, fuck, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying the show is like the best show I've ever seen.
How about when
I'm
they
trying to
paralyzed
compliment.
that
Why are you
kid?
trying to argue with me about it?
Because he's fucking Cody.
It's fucking Cody.
How about when they paralyzed that kid, Pat?
Oh, I mean, so
Episode
bloody.
1.
You totally saw him hit the ground. But anyways, I'm not trying to get this shit. It took me 3 times to get into that show, and then once I finished that first season, it was the best show I've ever seen, hands down. God,
It's one of my
fuck you,
favorites.
Cody.
So
No,
you,
but by the way, I'm not mad if you guys give me any spoilers because let's be real here. Even though I'm stuck on book 5, we all knew John was going to be a Targaryen or
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, we
Without
all
question.
Spoiler alert.
saw it coming.
For anybody,
Spoiler alert.
for anybody that hasn't watched all 100 hours of that show or read any of the 9,000-page books, yeah. Well, now you
Dude.
guys know that about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
Someone's
fucking
mad
show.
at us right now about that.
Yeah, we're fucking getting shit right now.
Now you
It's
have
your
You can
fucking
you can
fault.
bleep that out.
Nope.
No, it's okay.
John
Yeah.
was a
Nope, it's staying in.
Nope.
That's all right.
Ask Cody how he feels about editing.
As a matter of fact, it's going to be in the name of the ep. It's going to be
the name of the episode is a spoiler?
John is a Targaryen? Yeah.
John
my
is a
God.
Targaryen with Andrew Fisher.
100% that's the name of the episode.
Dude, that's
now.
fucked up. That's fucked up.
We're doing it.
No,
it's
it's
happening.
like, okay, so I went to go see like Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, spoiler alert, if you haven't fucking seen that movie, I
you're-
feel you're a fool.
When
if
you do,
haven't.
you'll be let down.
Yeah. But anyways, you see it, and then fucking Han Solo fucking dies, and it was the night that it was fucking coming out. I remember walking out, and my friend Lauren, she was yelling, Han Solo died, Han Solo died. If I fucking heard that, I would hit someone, dude. Wouldn't you? If someone like ruined the biggest spoiler for one of these movies you haven't seen in a long time, like what are you fucking excited for?
I definitely
What if someone
scream and-
ruined fucking Kingdom Hearts for you, Luke?
I wouldn't put my hands on them.
I definitely scream at them.
I'd excommunicate them
They just
for my
yell.
life forever.
Way
Crawl in
worse,
a deep
probably.
dark hole. Do you get what I'm saying? If
feel
someone
you.
fucking spoiled something, I don't want to spoil that show. That show is too fucking good to spoil.
Is it?
Seriously. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, episode 55, John is Targaryen with Andrew Fisher.
God damn.
It's really easy to get Pat flustered. I could feel his energy change after I get him
I can
flustered.
definly get flustered.
Even Mansfield wrote me about this.
like in
and
the
he was
first
like,
book. They're like, oh well, yeah, we found him from like a fisherman's wife who's
Yeah.
from like the city that dynasty was from. So duh, like
It all made sense.
yeah.
So you had said before that we started the show that you had started writing a book when you were really, really young, but you had been like revising it
Yeah,
even till
that's-
now. So I'm sure like books like that, but I'm sure you had been working on this before you had ever seen or read Game of Thrones.
Actually, what really?
but like did like Tolkien inspire you too?
Oh yeah. So what really pissed me off was I was inspired by like Tolkien and Narnia when I was like 9, and then I started making the story a little less about like good versus evil. You know how a lot of fantasy books, I was like dwarfs, elves, humans, good, and then they fight against like the goblins and the orcs that are bad. And I was like, well, that's kind of boring. I want to make a book that's more based on like tribal warfare and like human kingdoms and ethnic groups like facing off against each other. And I thought I was so like
race war.
yeah, and I thought I was just so unique and different for making like this story about like politics and like different kingdoms going at each other and betraying each other. And then I read Game of Thrones and I was like, oh, well, now I need to do something else to make this a little bit different. And I've come up with things to make it different. I'm not going to tell.
Did you try Nazi zombies?
I made Nazi zombies.
Yeah.
That's an original concept.
That's never happened before.
I've never seen that one played out time and time again every year.
Nazi
Same
zombies
thing.
from a special moon base or something.
Right on. So you have to find a way to make it different.
Yeah.
What's your thing? You can give away one of your things, right? Something.
One of my things. Yeah. So a lot of fantasy books are about like people who go on this big adventure, like they walk a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make mine a little more like urban.
Ferraris.
Yeah, Ferraris. No, mine's gonna be a little more urban. Like they kind of like infiltrate different like groups and like it's like. And you ever play like an RPG?
Of
They
course.
go on like little side quests.
I love The Witcher. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it's gonna be like more like side quests that all like come together.
Oh, so have you ever heard of the series The Ranger's Apprentice?
No.
I think you'd like that series.
I hope that he didn't do all the things that I was trying to do. That's going to really hit the reset button on my life.
So you're saying it's not following one specific character, it's following many different characters at the same time, and their stories just kind of come together?
Well, yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was kind of stuck on the whole, like, chosen one thing where, like, the main character has to, like, go find, like, a magical item in order to defeat the evil Dark Lord. And I decided to, focus more on, like, the political stuff. And I ended up doing the thing where, like, the characters branch out. Now, I'm not doing, like, what George R.R. Martin does, where it's, like, from the perspective. For any of you guys who have read the books, like, the books aren't written in first person, but it's, like, the chapters aren't, like, chapter 1, chapter 2. It's, like, it's just the name of a character. And there's, like, 8 point of view characters in each book. And I'm not, like, going that hard on the whole point of view thing. But, yeah, like, there are certain guys who move to different countries and, like, deal with, like, different political situations.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Is there blood?
Oh, there's blood.
Lots
Okay, good.
Spraying blood, squirting blood,
Do you have orcs?
green blood. I don't use that term, but, yeah, there are creatures like that.
Are there elves?
In the periphery.
Are there dwarves?
And also in the periphery. I'm a minimalist.
What do you call
Okay.
them? What are your orcs called?
Well, I make each, like, tribe, like, a little bit different.
Do you base them off of like real life? Segmented tribes and area people.
I've been, no. So something I've noticed is that a lot of times in a lot of video games, like the humans are always just sort of like English, French,
They're the same.
German. Yeah, they're kind of like English, French, German. They're like the generic humans, and then all the other like non-human races are like
barbaric.
Japanese or
okay.
like Turkish and I'm like, well, no, I'd rather develop represent like human cultures that already exist as human, and I'm interested in European history. I love European history, but and I don't want to sound like a social justice warrior, but I despite my book being very Eurocentric, I don't want it to be Eurocentric to the point where I completely ignore the existence of like Middle Eastern cultures, and I try to actually show that a little more fairly, to the point where I actually so the main kingdom is kind of based on like the Holy Roman Empire, like Germans, but they kind of acknowledge that like a lot of their architectural techniques and this, that, and the other thing were actually inspired by like outside cultures.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Because you're not trying to
That
go.
sounds fucking like a lot of research. Also.
Oh yeah. I've been studying like languages, history, culture, like economics, all kinds of stuff since like I was like 12, just reading Wikipedia, all kinds of stuff.
Aren't you involved like kind of with something with politics, or like you said you helped someone run?
Oh yeah.
Or something. If you don't want to say their name, you don't have to.
Oh yeah. So in my hometown, I'm from a township, right? So townships have we don't have like mayors, but we have like a board of trustees. And a lot of those trustees have been serving for like 20 years, 30 years. Like they've been there for a while.
Are you from Coleraine?
No, I'm from Springfield Township.
Okay.
And there was a girl my age who wanted to run for trustee. And 2 of the trustees, they're like these old white dudes, Republicans. Their term was up, so they decided to rerun. But there were 2 slots that were like up for grabs. So our local super conservative libertarian gun store owner, who's like super gung-ho, like super right-wing, he ran. And then this girl named Chelsea, she ran as a Democrat. And I helped both of them because I wanted both of them to win because I just wanted new blood in there. And one of the reasons why I helped them was because like the entire board of trustees, we Finneytowners and people from Springfield Township feel like they didn't really like care what we had to say, didn't really represent us. We just wanted new blood in there. So I helped both of them campaign, and a lot of people thought those two were in cahoots. Like, they weren't, but a lot of people did vote for both because they just wanted new blood in there.
Did they eventually get in?
No, they did not. Those actually, I don't know if I should name names, but
You don't have to.
there was a black female Democrat who got elected to the board of trustees, and a lot of people, I forget how long ago she got elected on, but a lot of people where I'm from thought that like, she'd be different. You know, she's not like this old white guy. She'll like care more about the people. But it seemed like a lot of people felt like she kind of just became part of the same like good old boy network. And what happened was when Chelsea, the Democrat, ran, I went to various polling locations to pass out our literature. And when I went to low-income, like black neighborhoods at those polling locations, there were these black dudes handing out literature for the two Republicans that were running. And they had a picture of the black lady, the trustee, like arm in arm with them. And they were like, vote for these two guys. And there was like she was like the most prominent part of the picture. And I was like, what? Like, it almost made you think that like you were voting for that lady. And then when I went to like these like middle class, upper middle class white neighborhoods, there was like white guys passing out literature that only had a picture of the two white dudes. So basically, they got their black Democrat co-trustee, who was part of the Good Boy Network, to go around basically advertising for them. And basically. And they basically tricked black people, like poor black people, into voting for them by like associating her with them.
That's fucked.
And the thing is,
Fucking
like,
strange.
both like the young girl who was running
That's how all politics
and the
works out.
older black lady who were running were both members of the Democratic Party.
This is how things like gerrymandering exists, where they they'll take like instead
piss.
of dividing up like different townships and areas in perfect neat little squares that would all fit into each other. No, what they do is they find out where rich people live that vote a certain way, and they draw lines around their fucking neighborhood. And they're like, and that's the district of whatever the fuck, and then they label that the district, and then this is the other one, and this is how they set up like all the electoral colleges and all the fucking. I mean, I don't know a lot about all this shit, but I know enough to where I know the whole system's rigged. This is what they've been doing since they have schemes set up to fucking get people to vote a certain way. It's why like everybody's like, go out and vote. It'll make a difference. Yeah, okay, sure it will. I don't know that it will. I don't think that it will.
I think So my story did just prove that politics can be corrupt.
Super corrupt.
Even at like a local level.
Yep.
But I think that your individual vote will have much more of a sway at the local level. Because still, like, there was a chance.
Apparently not.
But the thing is, those guys could have lost. And in the future, I'm sure that anyone who challenges them might.
How much does local government do for you? Because you're making it sound like we have a board of trustees in Coleraine. I didn't even know they existed until I got to the fucking Coleraine, the people of Coleraine fucking Facebook group or whatever, that I just go on there and troll old people that are bitching about lawn trimmings, and I just got on there to troll people in my community that I might run into at UDF. Like, I don't fuck, because I don't care, whatever. What are you gonna try to do? Fist fight me while I'm getting ice cream?
Punish those baby boomers for ruining the economy.
No, I'm just a dickhead. It's not really a political. I like fucking with people, but it's fun for me. I'm a piece of shit. But that said, I didn't know until they started talking about like the board of trustees this, and they're not doing this for my community, and they're not doing that. And I'm like, what do they fucking do ever? I've never even. Didn't even know that there was a town hall that I could go see meetings at.
Well, actually, this is something that people in Springfield Township compliment Coleraine for. And, like, have you ever seen those signs that say, like, we buy ugly houses?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, call a plumber, and it's just cardboard with, like, Sharpie on it? Yeah. So there's a lot of laws about where you can put stuff. And, like it has to be, like, 25 feet away from the road, and it can't be on, like, a telephone pole. And so, like, a lot of those signs are technically illegal. They're technically not litter.
Right.
It would be considered litter or, like, vandalism. And Springfield Township doesn't enforce those. And there was an old guy who lived around the corner from me. He was a Vietnam vet, pretty cool guy, who he would drive around, and his hobby was just to pull those signs down and bitch about it on Facebook. And I helped him a lot. And, like,
People just
he's
don't have any fucking time in the day to do anything else, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, like, he was super involved in the community, and some people kind of like didn't really appreciate his efforts. But no, like, this guy was he was a solid dude, and he actually went to the township, like, and he wanted them to do it, and he complained about it. He showed them, like, the codes, like the Hamilton County codes and the Springfield Township codes, and he said, like, yeah, you're not enforcing your own laws. And they didn't really care. They didn't really do anything about it. But Coleraine supposedly passed, like, serious legislation against that sort of thing. And I don't know if it's changed much, but it used to be, like, 10 years ago, if you drove up and down Coleraine Avenue, there would be tons of these, like, plastic, cheap, like, bright neon signs saying, like, oh, buy this, used cars, this, that, the other thing.
Yeah.
And you don't see as much of that. And that's because that township supposedly actually, like, went out of its way to enforce getting rid of those.
I'm going to be honest, I never really paid attention. I knew that they were there, but I never really gave a fuck. I was like, I don't care what they put on the telephone pole.
Supposedly they make an area look ghetto, and supposedly if you get rid of them, the housing, like, the property value goes up.
Okay.
Well, since maybe if I owned a house, I would care more, but, like, live in Grandpa's basement, so it's like,
dude,
whatever.
rent one, and then you don't have
This
to
is
sweat
Pat's
that
issue.
shit.
Yeah, so you never own anything forever, and you just throw money into a pit of fire. Just every month, here's my money.
It's a super big apartment.
Pit of fire. Yeah, that's why I'm waiting, because I'll probably end up buying something. But yeah, I get it. So that's shit that they do. What else do they do though? I'm genuinely curious. I don't know what my board of trustees is doing for my local community. What do they do for Springfield Township? Like, what is the big shit that they do? Like, build new sidewalks and stuff?
Oh yeah, they do.
Because that's stuff that I care about.
Most of the complaints are about, like, oh, fix this pothole, or, oh, hey, how long is the construction at this intersection going to be? And that's kind of what they have to do.
Does it get shit taken care of, though? Like, are they fixing potholes? Because I fucking hate potholes in my goddamn community. I'd start voting if it was about potholes and things that affected my day.
So, Springfield Township.
Fuck potholes.
Springfield Township, this isn't so much like a reflection of the leadership as it is the fact that the taxes there are really high, like higher than Wyoming, which has a really good school district. The taxes there are really high, so our roads would be, like, paved, like, super quick. Like, and then, of course, when you hit that city of Cincinnati line, it was just like, oh, the roads weren't paved, not well, at least. So Springfield Township, despite not having the best school districts within it, had very good firemen, very good police, very good all that. But I don't know if that necessarily had to do with the leadership of the trustees. It's just that those taxes have been high for a long time. So I don't know if property values and property taxes are higher in Coleraine.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Because I'm a piece of shit and I don't have a lot of money.
You broke bitch.
Oh, God.
You know what I wish that the board of trustees would do? Start Narcaning more fucking heroin addicts in my neighborhood, because, like, man, they're dying left and right. It is just going down in flames.
So
maybe that's why in Springfield Township they didn't have enough time to cover up the "you need a plumber" signs, because they were too busy carting people off into ambulances trying to save their dumb junkie lives.
So you're for Narcan and you're against Darwinism.
I mean,
This should be interesting. Go for it, guys.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
I think you should be allowed to shoot heroin into your veins until your face turns blue all you want. I'm going to call you a dumb junkie, and I don't like being around junkies. I've had to deal with so many of them that I'm just sick of it, and I don't like being around them. But I don't think
you should move to Price Hill.
Kill them. I mean, just fucking stick the shit in their nose and let them keep shooting heroin in their veins and stealing from their friends and family and ruining everybody's fucking lives around them. I don't know, man. I don't know exactly. It's a complicated issue for me, because I have people that I've loved that have died of heroin, but at the same time, it's kind of like it was a relief when some of them died, because I was just like, you were fucking ruining my life as well as yours. I don't know.
Man. Dark Confessions with Cody Hucker on the Bastard Zone.
This corner. Cody Hucker.
All right, your turn.
All right, we're all doing Dark Confessions.
How's your butthole
Allie,
feel?
you got yours?
Is your butthole sticky? She's shaking her head no, audio listeners.
This podcast goes to places I never expect. Seriously.
It's always my fault that this happens. I'm really sorry, Andrew. How do you feel about heroin addicts?
Heroin addicts, I think that they should be put in like rehab or something.
That always works.
Well, I mean, it's a good. I have
Always.
I have an addict in my family, and you know, I definitely, since I've grown up with it, I definitely believe in second, even third chances from time to time, especially if there's someone you really care about and you know that they're a good person.
24
you know
chances.
how fucked up that shit. Well, I mean, like, if it depends on how close they are to you.
Well,
you know that there's like silver lining with these
I know what
particular
you mean.
people, but I'm just saying, do you not believe in rehabilitation?
I definitely do.
That's why you should be believe in that shit. I mean, even though it's fucked up and that some people do some fucked up things and people should fucking pay for their fucking actions, I definitely think that rehabilitation is an important option. But of course, if you do something fucked up, like really fucked up and hurt some people, you should fucking pay for that.
Prison.
I think well, see, here's my thing about prison.
It's corrupt.
I don't have a problem with I don't have a problem with imprisoning people, because a lot of people say that, oh, imprisoning people, that goes against human rights. You're like taking away their freedom. Like, well, if you murder a rape, you're like infringing upon others people's like
what kind of
freedom.
punishment do they want?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like
You're taking time away from their one life that they have. I think that's a pretty fucking good way to punish people. They're taking away life of the time of their life, the things that their young years. You're taking that shit away. That's good.
I think that prisoners should be forced to kind of like compensate society for the fact that we have to pay for them, which sounds like I'm advocating for slavery.
No, but
I'm not. But if you're doing something really bad, I think that you should be a slave. If you're a really fucked up person, you should be in jail and you should be forced to do slave labor to kind of like make up for the fact that you're draining so much of society. But I think that
New
a lot
name
of
for the
people,
podcast: Andrew Fish likes slavery.
Oh no, I do. If you're a murderer or rapist, you should be a slave for a very long time. But
how about
here's the
this?
thing.
What about this? I'll be the devil's advocate really quickly. What about the Innocence Project, where they have a bunch of people that are in jail that have been wrongly imprisoned? What about those people? What about if you turn a person like that gets wrongly imprisoned?
If you've been wrong, well, that
happens all the time.
Oh no,
All
I
the time.
definitely think that. Here's the thing. Like, I think that if you're really bad, yeah, like we should like use you for slave labor. But the thing is, a lot of people in prison aren't bad. A lot of people are just like, they sold a little drugs here and there to like feed their daughter. And I do believe there is a prison industrial complex, and there are people there are people who committed victimless crimes who are being used as slaves, and that is really fucked up. And a lot of our high school lockers were built by guys who worked for like 80 cents an hour, which is fucked up because they probably just like sold some weed, like some black dude from the hood who sold some weed. Maybe like the cops found some, like, I've heard stories where dudes told me that like they'd be in Newport or Covington and the cops would say like, oh, here's like some poppy seeds in the back. They'd say, like, oh, this is weed. So yeah, there are a lot of people who get fucked up. And do you guys ever watch The Amazing Atheist?
No.
No, but it sounds like I need to.
Oh no, so
Hold on, poppy seeds are legal. Let me just say, like, they found some. We found some muffins back here. Put the cuffs on yourself, boys. You know what you did.
This is just what I've heard. But no, if you watch The Amazing Atheist, he has like this 20-minute video called The United States of Prison, which breaks down how fucked up the prison industrial complex is. And yeah, like there are a lot of people in prison in the United States who shouldn't be there.
I think that they could focus definitely more on rehabilitation. Like, I do believe in rehab, by the way. I just don't think that forcing people to go to rehab ever works ever for any reason. Like doing interventions and shit, it like hardly ever works. People have to want to go. It's like what Jay said when he was on, when he did his episode about going to rehab. You can't be forced to get clean. You have to want it, and you have to stick with it, and you have to have that mindset. But that said, I do believe in rehabilitation if people want it. Everybody that goes to jail is going to. I've talked about this a bunch of times on this podcast, so I'll try to make this brief. But jail is just it's basically criminal college. They go in as maybe a small time criminal. They get locked up with a bunch of fucking really hard people. Some of them are never getting out of there. They're teaching you how to do all kinds of fucked up shit. You get out of jail. You've served your time. What you've already been punished. You've been punished. They've given you a set amount of time for being punished, but now you have a felony. You have the big F on your record for the rest of forever. You can't get a certain types of jobs. You have to work shitty fucking low income jobs. Yes, you can get a job, but it's gonna be shitty. You're not gonna make a livable wage. You're gonna have to go back to doing fucking selling drugs, doing dirt, doing all kinds of like shit. You never get to overcome the stigma of that felony. Then you go back to jail, and then the same fucking thing happens. And the only thing that you learn is, oh, I gotta kill all the witnesses next time so that I don't get a fucking jail. And then you become more and more and more of a fucking criminal because of the way the system's set up. And they make a lot of fucking money by keeping people in jail. And a lot of it is a privatized business, and a lot of it is like all about money. But there's countries like Scandinavian countries like Norway and Sweden that focus on rehabilitative environments. And like I was watching a documentary on prisons the other day where they're like, they have a nice couch, they're giving them coffee, they're sitting down and talking with them. The guards got like, they're sitting down having full conversations with these dudes that are fucking murderers and fucking rapists, and like they're horrible fucking people, and they're gonna be in there for the next 25 years. But they also don't lock them up for life. I think like 21 years is like the max sentence, and the entire time is focused on rehabilitating this person and like allowing them to come back into society. And I think the recidivism rate is something like 1 or 2%. It's something ridiculously low, something super low. Recidivism is when somebody commits a crime, goes to jail, gets out, and then recommits and goes back to jail. That's recidivism is the rate at which people go back to jail. In the United States, it's a ridiculously high number. I don't know what the number is. I don't want to Google search it right now. I know that it's high. And I know in these places where they do focus on rehabilitation, it's super low. So they need to change the way that the system works. And I think that it's been proven that if they were to do that, it would work. And they just won't fucking do it. They just refuse to fucking do it because it's all about the money.
But then high schools have to pay way more for lockers, and they don't. There's too much of an incentive.
Hey, fuck lockers.
It's all about money.
Get a backpack. Can't fit in the
Or
backpack.
license
You don't
plates.
need it.
Somebody's got to make your license plate. I mean, you could do it all with robots now, though. Is the only thing.
Yeah, no, they definitely.
You don't need slave labor. I don't think that's the way to go with it. I mean, I agree. If you're a certain type of I believe in the death penalty. Put a bullet in these people's head. Don't keep them waiting and eating and fuck Ted Bundy. You go watch that Ted Bundy thing on fucking Netflix the whole time, unless you're one of these fucking weirdos that like to romanticize these monsters, these serial killing monsters,
Idiots,
fucking fools. That love serial killers. The whole time I'm watching fucking Ted Bundy, I'm sick to my stomach. I'm like, God, fucking damn.
I find it incredibly interesting.
It's interesting
and
as
it's
fuck.
fucked as all
caving in girls'
fucking
heads.
hell. Yeah.
He fucking caves in like 4 girls' heads, like kills
Jerry
2
rigging
of them.
his car so they can't fucking get out the back.
All kinds of crazy shit.
Fuck.
Just doing nasty shit, admitting to necrophilia and like acting like he's innocent the whole time. And finally, the last day that he's like about to get executed, he finally admits to everything. It's like, you fucking goddamn monster. They should have just shot you when they caught you. Like, oh, you're Ted Bundy. Bang! Right there in the courtroom. Fucking brains. All right, sweep it up. Next. And you know what? I bet there'd be a lot less serial killers. But for certain types of crimes, I think that you should be killed.
The extreme ones. But like some of the lesser ones, like you shouldn't be in jail at all.
Rehabilitation, for sure. So I'm kind of like a mixed bag when it comes to it. I'm not one or the other.
But some rehabilitation, like it would work better if they gave you, like, if you don't have your GED, like, well, get your GED. Like set someone. You can't just like lock someone up for like 5 years.
You should offer therapy.
Well,
school
don't
or
a lot
something.
of prisons offer like college courses and
Yes,
shit? You can
some
get.
do.
I know some
Some
people
do.
that had felonies and they have like their master's degree just from like all the time they spent in jail. Obviously, they still can't really get much of a job because of that big F, but they got the fucking master's degree and shit, and they did it for free at jail.
You can get all the free dick in your ass that you want, whether you want it or not. As much as you can take.
No,
then some.
I'm blanking on his name, but I had seen a documentary, and I might have brought this up on a really, really early episode. But there's this young black teenager from New York.
You did bring this up.
And yeah, he was walking home from school. I think no, it was a party, and with his friend, and he had a backpack on, and 2 police officers stopped him. And they said that he was matching the description of someone who had robbed this girl and shoved something in the backpack and ran off. And he had to witness his friend. He showed them everything in the backpack. It was impossible for them. And he said, okay, you're going to have to come down to the station with me.
What was in the back? So nothing was in the backpack.
It was all his school shit.
Yeah, the kid was innocent.
The kid was innocent.
Showed through the documentary.
So he goes down to the station. Then the girl doesn't retract her statement. The girl is saying like, this is the kid who did it, like without question. So they sentence him.
Isn't this how Emmett Till was fucking murdered?
Yeah. False claims.
And that lady
She
finally
said he
admitted on her deathbed
yeah.
that isn't what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways, keep going.
But he gets sent to fucking Rikers Island. This kid is like 16 years old. He gets sent to like the hardest prison in the States, one of the hardest prisons in the States, and he's like stuck there for a few years for a crime he didn't commit. And every time they go back for another hearing to like just let him fucking go, they would push it back.
The kid gets raped in jail.
He fucking tries to kill himself 3 times. He's put into solitary confinement. By
the way, the worst thing for a human mind possible is solitary confinement.
They
like,
didn't feed him for like days.
It's like a bad acid trip.
They wouldn't let him wash. Like they wouldn't clean him. Like it was a nightmare. It felt so bad hearing it from him. And then he had said that because he was trying to sue the state for all the terrible shit that they put him through, and.
Good luck. Sue New York State. Good luck.
Well, check this out. He kept saying that to his mom in privacy that they're following me. He kept saying they're following me. And one day he blew his fucking head off with a shotgun in his room. Yeah.
Criminal justice system is fucked.
Well,
you were waiting for a happy ending, weren't you?
Aren't there two? Yeah, I was. Aren't there two?
And now we're just all sad.
Oh, it gets worse. Weren't there 2 black girls who like these are separate events, but like weren't there 2 girls who one was human trafficked and one was just raped in a room or something, and they killed the dude, like the dudes who did it to him.
And now they're facing life.
Yeah, and now they're facing life.
Yeah, I read about that.
I guess because the guys weren't like harming them with like a threat of actual death. They're like, oh, like physical abuse, like sexual abuse, emotional abuse isn't enough to kill somebody.
Have you guys?
But to that extent, though.
I think 100%. It's definitely you should be able to kill that person. Have you guys ever
seen? They took her against her will. And What? Oh my god.
Well, how did she know what they were gonna do next?
That's just fucked up. There was another story of some old lady who had like some sort of like sunlight window in her kitchen, and some burglar was trying to break in, fell through the fucking window and sliced his leg up on a butcher knife. Sued her and won.
What? He won?
Yeah.
You're lying.
That's a real thing.
Have you guys ever seen this before?
Father shoots and kills his son's kidnapper in an airport for
turn
revenge.
on though.
Dude, this is fucking crazy. Let me set it up really quickly.
Well, that was kind of cool.
This dude
That's
gets
badass.
So this dude it's fucking. This story is awesome. I love this fucking story. I mean,
The first
it's
part,
really
right?
the first part. Yeah, that's my favorite part where the kid gets kidnapped and molested. That's the real
Middle part.
Jesus Christ.
The revenge. The revenge.
The
is
revenge
cool.
is for sure my favorite part. Fucking around, kidding. But so the setup for the thing is this kid's going to karate lessons. The karate instructor kidnaps him. The parents are freaking out, thinks that the kid's dead and shit. He took him all the way to like California, and Sifu fucking kidnaps him, takes him all the way to California and shit. And then fucking like they catch him, they catch the dude, they get the kid back, the kid's alive. And then they find out that the kid got molested by the dude. And the dad has been working with the police officers on this case for forever. He's friends with them. He knows these local police officers. This dude has to be flown back into the area. The kidnapper molester guy has to be flown back into the area. The dad knows where he's going to be. Knows exactly where he's going to be walking through, what airport he's coming back, what time he's coming back, and he sits in the airport and waits for this motherfucker to come by. And he's got a 44 Magnum, pulls this 44 Magnum out as he's walking down, and just blows his fucking whole head off right there. And the cops know him, and it's in the airport. It's in the airport. He blows his whole fucking head off right there in the airport. And the cops are like, John, why would you do that? And everyone is like, you know why he fucking did that? Because that's exactly what any good father does. He blows that fucking dude's head off, and then he goes to jail for life. But here's the best part of the story. He doesn't go to jail for life. They give him like 10 years of probation. They don't even send him to jail for a day. They're like, here's 10 years of probation. They're like, we're very... Like, I bet the judge was in there like, dude, I wish we didn't have to charge you with anything.
What state was this
I know
held in?
I fucking would be. I don't know. It was
I was ready for the middle of the story to be the only good part. I thought he was going to go to jail. That's why I said isn't the beginning better.
I want to know if this took place in Texas, because I'm pretty sure they're like one of the only states that has the law in place for like emotional distress. Like you came
Florida
home,
too. Florida has that
Florida,
too.
Okay, yeah, like you came home and you saw like your wife fucking some dude, and then you
someone-
fucking murder that
crime of
dude in
passion.
your house.
You-
Like,
it's
crime of
like-
passion. That's it.
you have like the right to kill someone.
You don't have a right.
basically,
You don't have a
if
right.
they
It's just
threaten you.
understandable.
No,
it's
I heard
whatever.
in
they
the
just reduced the
50s
sentence because it's a crime of passion.
I heard in the 50s like they had it was called like a burning bed syndrome, where if a woman found out her husband was cheating on her, she could like get off real easy for killing him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's see this real quick before we delve into another topic, because this is a great. I love this fucking video. Just watching that motherfucker die, like bam.
Oh, we get to watch him blow fucking dude's noggin off.
You don't really see the. You don't see the violence, like it's. But so it's.
Doucette, a karate instructor, had abducted
That's the
11-year-old
fucking
Jody
monster?
Plauché
Yeah,
several
and that's
weeks
the
earlier
kid. There's the kid, and then
Fucking nuts.
Did they just call him Johnny
and taken him to
Karate?
California. When Jody was rescued and returned to his family, his father Gary was coping with reports that Doucette had sexually assaulted his son.
We didn't know what to do. You just feel helpless.
10 days later, when the police flew Doucette back to face trial, Gary Plauché was waiting with a gun.
As the suspect came through the airport, I readied my camera, raised it up to get a close-up shot of him. As I got a close-up shot, and as he got parallel to me,
Yes.
Gary Plauché shoots and kills him.
Gary, why?
fuck do you mean
Gary,
why, Gary? Fuck that guy.
And to this day, it stands out in my mind. The shooter, Gary Plauché, says, if it had been your child, you would have done the same thing too.
Yep.
Today, Abram McGull is an assistant U.S. attorney and views that tape through the eyes of a federal prosecutor.
I would have to say the videotape was the most ideal witness in this case. You can actually see him take the gun out of his boot, pull it up to the shoulder lever of Jeff Doucette, and pull the trigger and shoot him.
I wanted to see the
Yet
pink mist.
Plauché,
So did I.
after pleading no
Disappointing.
contest to manslaughter, got off with only 5 years probation.
Even better,
Oh yeah.
he got 5 years of probation.
Yes.
nuts.
I was like, that's the best fucking story I've ever seen in my entire
Yeah.
life. This dude gets full justice immediately. He gets to kill the dude that raped his son, and he got 5 years probation. I mean, the
That's
only
solid.
way it could have worked out better is like if the kid didn't get molested and kidnapped. Like that's the only fucking like if the kid was just kidnapped and that's it. Like it's the only way that story could have been better. Like it's still horrible. The kid got molested, but god damn it, that dude got some fucking straight up old fashioned goddamn
Justice.
revenge. And that's the way that I think it should go down. If you go fucking touch kids, bang, off with your head immediately. Fuck you. You're
Fuck,
dead.
man. Do you?
Fuck you.
Speaking of that, what about that crazy ass fucking nonsensical movement about just letting pedophiles be a part of society?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like they were
Oh,
trying to be a
Nambla?
part of the
Yeah, for trying to add it to the LGBTQ.
Yeah, they're
No,
trying
it's
to get
fine.
involved
Let
in
them come
that.
out. Let them come out. I'll come to their house and I'll
Make
do
it
the same
easy.
thing to them that that
They
guy did to
can't
them.
help it. They're born this way.
Fuck those motherfuckers.
Well,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
Let's think about it this way. If pedophilia is like a biological attraction that you're born with and you can't help it, well,
You're sick.
Aren't lions and tigers born biologically like designed to eat mammals that are smaller than them? So you might say like, oh, a pedophile can't help it. They were born that way. If you're going to use that school of thought, would you leave a classroom full of kindergartners in a room with a lion?
Yep.
No.
Wouldn't you want to get that lion as far away from society as possible, or maybe even shoot it?
Let those people be the
Yes.
first ones to be on Mars. Like, oh, you're a pedophile. Okay, well, you get to be an astronaut now.
I mean,
send
we
you
used
to
to
Mars.
We used to put monkeys.
That's
like,
the
those
type
are
of
the, monkeys
slavery
were the
we
first creatures in space, right? Like we can just use them, right?
I'm cool with pedophiles being slaves. Like, I'm cool with pedophile slavery all day
You
long.
just
You want to make
fucking-
them make license plates in school lockers all day, as long as they're not in the school making the lockers and installing them and shit. You can make pedophile
You
slaves.
just
I
like
don't care about
give
that.
them a flyer. Like you can. All right, which check the boxes to punishment you want. Fucking bullet to the dome or be an astronaut.
The best part of this video, though, is it's 100% premeditated first-degree murder,
Yep.
and
The
sometimes
worst kind.
Sometimes I'm all right with premeditated first-degree murder. Sometimes I think it's completely all right, and like this is
In
where
this
shit
case,
gets
it is.
tricky.
Oh my goodness.
We're at about an hour. Do you guys want to take a break? Or
Yeah,
we're
let's
gonna
take a
keep
quick
powering
break.
We'll be back
All
after
right.
this, folks.
And we're back. Let's talk about our sponsor real quick. Kneel to No One. That's Anthony Tank Mansfield. He told us abbreviate that shit to KTNO or Kneel to No One on Instagram or KNEELTONOONE.com to check out all of his awesome glassware like we're drinking out of on the show right now. He's got art. He's got t-shirts. He's got enamel pens. All kinds of cool shit. Go to his website and check that out. KTNO. Kneel to No One. Is that
Check it out. Get some fucking art, dude.
Is that more?
reads.
You think that's more what he was looking for? Because he was like abbreviated.
It sounded good to me.
All
Yeah,
right.
it was good.
Okay, we talked
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew.
Anyways, so hoarding.
You have bought 2 houses.
Oh yes, I have.
Yes, and you had said one of them.
Is a hoarder.
Oh yeah, so
Wait, is he gonna listen?
this guy that I bought the house from was like 60 or something,
Gross.
and he definitely saw the 70s. I'm pretty sure he was on drugs,
Yes.
and like every room was painted a different color, and there was one that was painted red, and I had my suspicions about that one, and boy, that one was confirmed.
What,
But,
really?
What do you mean?
Red rooms,
all right,
bro.
so yeah, red. You know,
Blood?
like red,
Blood?
red. No, like
a whorehouse.
Think, yeah, red lanterns.
Okay.
Red light
Oh,
district,
yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah.
It's a
Rage, bro.
I've never heard of that before.
So this dude like couldn't afford movers. Like he hired some movers and they walked in and they're like, dude, this place is so stuffed and so dirty and you have so much shit. We're not doing it. So like the movers walked out. Like
Wait.
I moved into my house like two weeks later than I
Wait
wanted
a minute.
to.
Was this place just filled up with squeaky mattresses that are just
Oh,
filled with
gross.
crumbs?
Oh yes.
Schmegma.
That's all
Yeah,
that it was
schmegma.
hoarded up with? Just squeaky bed frames.
These people were about to get paid to do this. Like, that's their whole business. Like, that's what they're paid to do. And they're like, no, we're not doing it.
Move all these jizzy mattresses out. Nope, I'll not get paid today. It's
No,
fine.
they just walked out.
Well, you could do the same thing with like bed bugs,
I would.
like on
in a
furniture.
heartbeat.
Yeah,
Tell
just
'em
fuck
no.
that. I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
So do you want to hear about the hoarding issues or you want to hear about the red room first?
I want to hear about the red room and then
okay.
the hoarding.
Yeah, so
Combination.
the movers walked out, and he called me up and was like, "Hey, Andrew, the movers like wouldn't move me, so I gotta like throw a bunch of stuff away." And I was like, "Well, that sucks because I kind of want to move in. And it's been like 2 weeks, so I was like, I'm gonna come help you move stuff." And so I went over to his house, I helped him throw stuff away. I helped like put his like 200 VHS tapes into garbage bags to like move to his other house. And while I was helping him clean out this red bedroom, he was like, Andrew, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Back in the day, me and my friends, we used to go down to Newport and we'd pick up women on the levee, and then we'd come back to my house, and my friends would pay me some money to like go for a walk, to just kind of like leave for like an hour or two, and then I'd come back, and I was like, wait, so this was like the prostitute room, and he was like, oh yeah, I went down in this room. So
Right before you moved
Right
into
here.
the house?
yeah, that was one of the first rooms I painted.
Like, don't tell anybody, but hey, this would happen.
Did you bring a black light in there?
You painted the floor, you painted the ceiling, you painted the carpet. I would have painted fucking everything. Sealed up the vents.
Scared up the bed.
Start bricking the room up.
There's
All
got a
right,
layer of
well,
brick.
now it's a 3-bedroom house. Because fuck that.
Fuck, that's fucked
That's
up.
now the seance room.
Oh.
Have you
No, not
performed
really.
a seance?
No, not yet.
Not
Where you
yet.
summon the ghosts of vaginas past. Boo! It's a shrieking ghost pussy in the corner of the room.
Ghost vagina.
Ghost pussy.
Ooh.
So what was he? What was he hoarding besides Newport hoards?
I had to carry 14 TVs, like not like flat screens.
Was
but
this
like,
when you were making posts like, who the fuck wants free TVs?
Yeah, I was
and
like,
shit
all hipsters like come. I smashed 3 of them because people didn't know, like 4 or 5. There's videos on my Facebook where I have like a big old mallet and I like
That's
spin
fun.
around. I do like a spin attack and yeah.
You could
fucked
do a
those
whole
TVs
15
up.
video TV smashing miniseries.
I could have,
Put
but-
one in a blender, one in a microwave.
Put a TV in a blender? What the fuck did you
No,
just say?
I
What
heard.
did you just say to me?
I heard when you smash
Fucking
TVs, there's
retard.
like
There's
a
like a
big
chemical.
spark, but apparently you have to plug them in first.
No, there's like a gas or something underneath behind the screen or some
Gas
shit.
tube.
I only remember that because I remember there was this old house over in like Indiana that my friends would go to, and it was like old, like 20 years like exposed to nature. No one lived there, and it was just destroyed on the inside. It was fucking crazy, kind of looking like walking in it. It looked like something was like Blair Witch Project or some shit. And you go upstairs in this old TV, and we tossed it down. And a bunch of gas came out, and like someone was yelling, "Don't smell it! Don't smell it!" Because I guess it can really hurt you. It's really fucked up.
Good thing we were outside.
Yeah, fuck.
Is there anything like this?
Oh, yeah. That
Jesus
looks like his
Christ.
refrigerator. Holy shit.
They have 2 fridges
Oh,
because
that's
once they get tired of not emptying out all the milk cartons, they're just like, well, now I have to buy a new fridge. No, just clean your fridge out, you stupid lazy fuck.
That's not stuff you would need to hoard. I mean, do they think that Ritz box is going to be worth something in 30 years?
It's just
Well, like they have like anything they
got-
buy,
it's always-
they have some kind of fucking sentimental value to it because they spent the money on it. And it's really fucking crazy to watch like shows like Hoarders and see the emotional breakdowns people have. But they're fucking crazy. They need help.
It's just mental illness all the time. That's all it is straight up mental illness.
But they'll
And
eat like
fucking-
expired food that's been in their fridge for like years.
They're
And they'll
just-
eat it like, it's still good. I could still eat that.
They're
I
just
could
lazy
save it."
gnome people. That's what they are. They just live in their
Gnome people.
live these hoarded gnome huts.
No people. What the fuck?
It's like it takes skill to be that bad at life.
Yeah, it does.
Like, how do
you
they
have
function?
to try.
It blows my mind how much money they put on it. You know, like these people can hardly afford to eat or whatever. They fucking make a toaster oven in their bathroom. Like that's the only place they can fucking eat.
You know what? Like you should do if you were a hoarder, though. Just like buy a spot for storage, and then just cram it all in there.
Good
Just
fucking
cram
luck.
it all in there. No, cram it all in there, and then make it part of that bidding section, and they'll have no idea.
The door about to burst off.
Yes, like there's a refrigerator, there's a big ass freezer, there's
That's
like
not how
all these
storage-
storage tanks, and then they're like, oh, I bet you there's like $8,000 in this motherfucker, and then they buy it, and there's an entire plastic
Trash
storage
avalanche.
bin full of diapers or something.
Jars of their piss.
Yeah.
That's another thing hoarders do that's really fucking gross. They hoard their piss and shit.
So they
And Gatorade bottles.
When I was a kid,
They're
my-
on that TV show and they open it up and it's just a
I was
piss
once
jar
forced.
avalanche.
I had to hoard my piss at one point.
What do you mean? What?
So
No, you didn't have to do that.
I had to.
I want to hear
Tell us
why.
your
you
The
have
voices
to.
in my head told me I had to. Okay. Serious.
All right, keep
No,
going.
so my dad worked for P&G, and he actually invented the Tide Pod, believe it or not. But
What? Really?
well, yeah, he really did. Like he has the 20 patents associated with it. He invented the.
How does he feel about kids
How did
eating
he
them?
make them so
He
delicious?
said,
they make them like yummy
he
gushers.
said he was proud to contribute to Darwinism.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. No, that's a fact though. Every single kid that ate that deserved whatever consequences they
Fucking
got
idiots.
From
I
it.
see young Jamie back here to double checking this fact. Is that what you're Wikipedia?
No. You won't be able to find it. So our society does not give engineers the recognition that they deserve.
Are you part of the fucking Illuminati?
No,
You mean-
I'm not part of the 1%.
Wait,
the
so wait, hold on a second. You're saying that smart, creative people get their IDs stolen all day long
Yeah.
just by big corporations? No way, dude. It's like they're evil or
you sign.
something.
I know. You sign away your rights when you get hired on.
Yeah, I know a guy that invented a bunch of different types of adhesive that are used in all different types of tape and stuff like that. He just worked for this lab that was inventing adhesives that went on to make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and he just got his normal salary. It was like, oh great, thanks for inventing that shit that was super useful. Now we're gonna make millions of dollars from it, and you don't even get a bonus. By the way, here's your pink slip.
I
You're
feel like
laid
that's
off.
a lot. That's very common back in the day. Nowadays, it's
Fuck
probably
yeah, it
totally
is.
different.
This shit happened in the 80s. And
No,
shit.
my dad said that he knew employees who had ideas, for just various entrepreneurship, whatever, and they had to keep it under wraps until they retired.
Oh, yeah.
That way, the company couldn't say, "Oh, your intellectual property is our intellectual property."
They can do that. You can sign away your intellectual property.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I think it's like
What?
if you work for a company that invents things, and then if you develop software or something, and you try to I don't know if
I don't think
if
that's
my dad
true.
invented Facebook while he was at P&G, I don't know if P&G would have had the rights to what he made. I could be wrong, or maybe because
because Jack Dorsey, the guy that invented Twitter, was just on Rogan's podcast, and he started at a podcasting platform called Odeo, I believe it was. And the guy that also started Instagram worked there as an intern, and they both started Twitter and Instagram, and Odeo didn't own their intellectual property, their own thing that they had developed. I feel like if you get locked down into one of those things where they own your fucking intellectual property, I feel like you signed some shitty contracts. You didn't read that shit.
I do not
at all.
I do not claim to know exactly what I'm talking about.
I got
but-
you.
Not an expert.
I feel you, but you can definitely get fucked if you
Yeah.
invent something there at their premises
Yeah.
while you're clocked in. Look what I made, boss. That's theirs now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
definitely.
it's for sure theirs. I'm pretty sure that is how it
Yeah.
works. I was
So-
over here looking sideways and
I was
stuff.
the executive at P&G for 25 years, so it's like...
Get on a mic. Well, anyways, keep going.
Oh yeah, so
What did you say, Moneybags? I couldn't hear you over there.
Couldn't hear you over your Versace suit.
why is she hanging out with us?
Jesus Christ.
Beverly Hills is
Because I love her.
that way.
God damn. Okay, moving on.
So you hoarded your piss?
Yes. Oh, so my dad bought a weekend home in Kentucky when I was like 5, and we had a big old garden. And he was tired of deer eating up all the plants, so he would make us piss in like a milk jug, and then he would go out and water like the periphery of the garden with our piss.
What?
So that was a practical application, but it was just weird having like a gallon of piss underneath the bathroom sink.
Yeah, man.
How long did it hoard for? Like before, like just like did you each
Until
have
we
your own
fill it up.
bottle?
No, we shared.
You all shared the bottle.
I think
so there's spillage.
I
And
need
you
the-
guys exchanged that because he's wiping off that fucking piss bottle.
Well, now wait. Did your dad also make you use the neighbor's hose and take showers over at your aunt's house? I think your dad was tired of paying the water bill. I think something bad happened that month, and the faucets weren't turning on, and you were too young to notice. Is that what
Well,
happened?
we did. We were on cistern water.
What is that?
Cistern. So something that you city folk don't understand is that not everyone.
Oh, you're talking about a septic
out
tank.
in the
Yeah, I had a
country-
septic
yeah,
tank
septic tanks.
at my mom's house. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understood. I had
Oh,
to dig
fuck
through my
that.
family shit to unclog
Oh,
it one time.
So septic tank.
I helped rebuild it.
Septic tank is where your water doesn't go back into the system. I'm saying that like the water you get isn't part of the system either.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, all our water came from like the gutters. Like it hit the.
So
the
is it
roof
gross
and
water?
Yeah. Well, we did drop like chlorine tablets,
Oh, okay.
so maybe that's why I'm retarded. But
I don't think you're retarded.
Say no. I'm just-
Damn.
I'm just
anyway.
kidding.
So yeah, so I didn't hoard my piss for more than like a week, but like it
Damn,
it
smelly.
did happen.
I need the community jug, boys.
Does he still ask for
So
it?
if you ever no,
Did you get your dad a big jar of piss for his birthday?
Remember the good old
Remember
days? Yeah.
It's that time of the month again. I need my piss jug. It's your
And
turn
you guys-
this month.
And then wait, you guys would eat the pissy tomatoes that you grew with the piss, with the family's piss?
I mean the deer are pissing on them anyway.
Good point. Good
I'd rather
point.
deer piss
Gotta
than
nitrogenate the soil.
my brother Jacob's piss on the tomatoes. I'd rather something about the deer piss seems more appealing.
Barf.
Have you seen The Martian
Yeah.
with Matt
Oh,
Damon?
wait,
and he
in,
ate the poop potatoes? Would you eat poop potatoes?
Absolutely. You eat
Yeah.
poop potatoes right now, bud. It's
That's
just
what-
not human poop.
What do you think they're grown in, son?
Yeah, man.
I guess
Mushrooms
maybe.
are the poopiest plant.
Yeah, they
Sorry,
totally
there's
are.
it's a fungus.
There's only one kind of mushroom I fucking like, but I hate mushrooms. They fucking
Dude, they're
taste
gross.
like ass.
I don't even think it's like a taste thing for me. It's like a consistent,
Dude,
like
they look
the,
like
the
wood
texture.
chips,
you
bro.
gotta saute them
textures.
just right.
He's right. You saute him just perfectly in a nice butter sauce, a little parsley to finish. It's
You fucking make
fantastic.
me a mushroom, bud. I'll try it. But until then, I'm biased as shit.
You don't like mushrooms on a steak or a nice Swiss burger?
No, it's
No,
weird as
unless
fuck
it's
to me.
magic. That's the only way I'm eating a mushroom with my fucking steak.
I'll
bud.
change your
Unpop-
life. I'll change your
Unpopular
whole life.
opinion.
Do it.
All right.
Do
Well.
we need to cook meat together anyways. We've
Yeah,
been talking
dude.
about this for a long while.
I'm learning
Yeah, you
so
guys
many
can
new
hold
skills.
hands and kiss.
Yeah,
Make
man.
out with his dog a little bit.
Make out with your dog.
I mean, he's in a polyamorous dog relationship.
Yeah, he loves his dog like a little too much.
Multiple dog love.
There's nothing wrong with loving your dog.
Until,
way that you
until
do
the
it.
red rocket pops
Is that a
out.
running gag around
That's
here?
weird.
Yeah, look-
Yes. Yes. It's a nonsensical fucking thing that Cody dreamt up. For
I don't
an
think
episode.
that your relationship is a funny thing that we're joking about. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just-
not laughing. I'm crying.
Yeah.
Does
I'm
Red
just-
Rocket
I'm
have
gonna
a
kill you
special
guys.
meaning to you?
No.
Oh wow.
He's been fixed. That thing's like deaded, bro.
I don't think your wiener stops working
Yeah,
just
I'm
because your
pretty
balls
sure
don't
you
produce
get red
semen.
rockets.
I have a little
Right?
cat, and she's in heat, right? And me and my roommate were hanging out, just like playing some Morrowind. And this cat, she hops in between us, and she starts sticking her butt up in the air, as they do. she
reminds me-
started twerking on our thigh, and we're like, "No, kitty, go commit your bestiality on somebody else." And then I look at my cat's ass, and I'm like, "Why is my cat's ass crying?" I was like, "Holy shit!" She was dripping pussy juice, and it got all over my couch.
That is fucking foul.
Oh, you think that's
I've never
bad?
seen
Cody,
a cat.
let me. There was this time.
At least they don't bleed.
What were you
Dogs
about to say?
bleed.
I'm sorry. What were you about to say? You never seen a cat?
Oh,
Never seen pussy?
Yeah, I've never
juice
seen
from
I,
a
don't,
pussy.
I can't say I've
Little
ever
pussy,
seen a
yeah.
cat drip
So-
pussy juice.
So one of my cats didn't get fixed
I
until
have.
Yeah, I didn't. This situation happened in my old apartment with Cody. So basically, I didn't get my cat fixed for like a long time. So she would get in heat, and she would
Pat's
just like,
lazy. It's not. He
It was
didn't have the
laziness.
money. He just
I just
purely
didn't feel like doing
didn't
it.
feel like
I
doing
didn't want to
it.
wake up at 6. All right, she's fixed now. All right, problem solved. I'm a changed man. All right, I made commitments and I stuck with
This cat
them.
was a fucking monster too.
This cat was a fucking horny little slut. All right, so she would fucking back up on the dog, and my dog is an idiot and would fucking hump back. It was a fucking weird
they're both
interspecies
girls.
lesbian fixed relationship, weird shit. And then she would always Cody would always crash at my place, and after we had like art nights, we would paint.
Because I'm a
and shit.
horrible alcoholic, and I would get way too drunk to drive my car home.
At least he would never drive. Good for him.
Thank
so
God.
he fucking stayed, and every time he would wake up when the cat was in heat, which always seemed to happen whenever we had guests over,
Every time.
and the cat you'd wake up to the cat backing up into your face.
Yeah, so it wasn't just backing up into my face. I'd wake up to a cat like kneading my chest with its and it would just have. I would wake up to. The fuck is that? And it was just tail and cat and asshole and pussy just in my nose. This cat was working my nose like a riding horse. I was like, are you fucking serious? I'd wake up like,
got
what
dry
the
humped by a
fuck?
cat.
And I try to pick it up, but the cat was like, wow, and it fucking glued its claws to me. And I'm like, fuck! So I've got cat pussy juice and
You're hungover too, I'm sure.
asshole juice. I'm hungover as
What's
shit.
a booger? What's pussy juice?
I just
Who
need
knows?
a cup of water. I can barely see. Like I'm all fucking like I'm about to die because there's no water left in my body. My liver is failing me. I'm turning yellow. The cat's glued to my chest with its claws.
Try
I'm
humping
like,
your face.
motherfucker! I don't want to wake up like this.
But it didn't
Lord.
happen just once, Cody. It happened many a
It
times.
happened like 18 times,
many a times.
and I kept falling asleep on my back, and that's my fault. Rape me once, kitty cat. Shame on you. Rape me 16 times. All right, it's my fault now.
Well, cats are little rapists, aren't they?
God
Aren't they
damn.
shit?
Sure, why not?
Well, like
I mean, they
isn't
have barbed penises.
yeah, like
Yeah, they're
bars,
fucking
pretty aggressive.
and they rape each other, don't they?
Fuck yeah, they do. You think
rape
the
each
cats
other- like
ask
ducks
for
rape
consent
each
before
other.
it just starts going after it?
I've only seen dogs do that.
Dogs are also. I mean, the animal kingdom's just full of rapists. It's full of rapists. I'm calling them out.
We need to-
Rapists.
2019, we're fucking standing up to the
We're
animal
standing up.
rapists.
Animal rapists.
How do you know that alligator didn't want it, Pat? How do you know?
I could hear it in the meow.
God.
Have you seen the butthole jewelry you can get for cats?
What?
No.
Yeah, like it's like a little ring
Like
you hang
butt
around their
plugs?
tail. Well, it's not like a butt plug. It's like a butt cover, like a butt flap. You put this ring with like a little jewel hanging out on the bottom of it. You put it on their tail, and since they have their tail up all the time, the ring stays at the bottom and covers their ass with a little fucking jewel.
What the fuck is this?
How have you never seen this before?
What's that? Go up to the top right photo.
It's tasteful. What?
Look at the cat's
They
face.
lift their tails to shit.
What?
You know,
So,
the,
like-
I mean,
so they're
you know what
shitting
the back
in-
of those are like.
Yeah, but now they shit
Yeah, they're
hilariously.
brown as fuck.
But it would be fucking hilarious to watch the poop come out as the tail thing keeps opening and closing and it pushes the shit out.
What about the fucking dogs that there's like a little fad going on? I think there's a fucking link that we have of these dogs putting people putting glitter on their balls, dog balls.
Why would you do that to the
I don't know,
balls?
but it's
Oh.
so fucking ridiculous.
Is the cat that always rode Cody's face the same cat that assaults me?
Luna,
every
yeah.
episode?
no, it's two different cats.
Okay.
You're getting raped by a different cat.
It's happening right now.
Yeah. Look at this shit. Look at these fucking fuzzy,
Oh,
shiny
you son of a
fucking-
bitch.
Is that like the balls are a product, or is that like glitter that you put on real balls?
No, I think it's just regular fucking glitter, and that's why it's kind of fucked up because
It should
these
be
dogs are licking
stopped.
it, and it's
Yeah.
gonna get the shit in their system.
What the fuck?
But what the fuck?
Not
Like-
toxic.
I want to know the fucking.
Have you seen the shit that dogs eat? The glitter's gonna not hurt them that much, and they don't care that their balls are glitter.
I
I'm
want
just
to know
saying,
the knowledge.
if you want to glitter up your dog's balls,
The
I feel like
made-up
the dog's
knowledge.
gonna be fine. I feel like maybe you shouldn't. It looks stupid, but I don't think the dog cares that much.
Of
I've
course,
seen
the dog
dogs
doesn't
eat
care. They don't give a fuck
its
what they're
own
eating, but
shit.
they're still idiots and eat stupid shit.
It's really, 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 really,
Darwinism,
really,
Pat.
tiny
Darwinism.
plastic bits, dude. Choke, bro.
What? They're not gonna choke on glitter,
They might
stupid.
joke.
I've seen the dog eat 10 cans before.
What? You've seen a dog eat an entire aluminum can?
Fuck yeah, I have.
What the fuck?
And and you watched it die a terrible death as it fucking bled out its rectum for like a couple of
carving
days.
up the fucking intestinal line.
I've came home and my dog Gretel just destroyed the trash can and fucking chew through the side of it, and like there's no pieces of the trash can. It's not like ripped open. She's
Dogs
chewed
are so
through it.
Stupid, dude.
And I'm like, you chewed through the side of the trash can. You have giant chunks of plastic in you. All happy looking and shit. Like, all right, I guess you're fine. I don't know. No blood. I picked her shit up with my hands. Everything was fine, except for when she would eat my crayons and be all rainbow colored and shit. But other than that,
Looks like rainbow sherbet.
I feel like the dog litter balls, whatever, do it. It's not going to hurt them. I don't know. I'm not a dog doctor, but they're going to die in 12 years anyways. Who gives a fuck?
Wow. So many.
Have
so
you
many,
ever raised a dog?
Harsh things said to this episode.
For sure I have. Okay, so you want to hear a really bad childhood
Let's
story?
fucking hear
Yeah,
it,
let's
bud.
hear it.
All right, so this is a hard story for me to. I always forget that this happened because I like blocked this trauma out. But so we had a dog named Gretel. She was a great dog. She
Oh,
fucked
this
shit
is gonna
up
be
all the time.
fucked.
But like we trained her good. And, like she was really smart. And, like she listened and didn't piss on the carpet. And then we adopted a dog. And by we, I mean my uncle that lived with us adopted a dog that like they found on the street or some shit. It was just a little baby puppy, and the puppy kept pissing and shitting everywhere, and they just fucking scream at the dog and be assholes to it. My dad's a severe drug addict and alcoholic at this time, so he didn't have the wherewithal to deal with a dog pissing and shitting everywhere. He's already pissing and shitting himself every night and sleeping on the pool table in the basement. He's dealing with his own fucking problems. So like, there's not like. We don't need a dog in the mix to keep fucking it up. So what did my uncle decide to do with me? We're gonna take the dog and take it to the shelter, SPCA. We're gonna give it a good home. Nope. What we did was we drove behind Kroger's and we let the dog go outside. And he was like, Cody, take this jerky and go set it down over there by the dumpster. Now get back in the car. And then I got back in the car and I closed the door and then he drove away before I knew what was happening. So that's how we got rid of this dog. And I was like, why didn't we take it to the SPCA? And he was like, it costs money. And I was like, so our dog is like, I just had to put our dog behind Kroger's. And he was like, yep. So
What the fuck?
in case you guys are like, why do you tell crazy fucked up jokes? Because I got to get through some trauma sometimes, you guys.
God damn.
Some weird shit happened to me when I was a kid. But yeah, so that was something that happened. And then
Quick poop video, something.
no, my point is I've cared for and loved dogs, but if I seem hard about a couple things, is it a weird childhood? It's not that I don't love dogs.
Lord.
All right, listeners.
It sounds like you hate dogs.
I love
and
dogs
old
very
people.
much.
Sounds like you hate dogs.
Especially old dogs. Ugh.
Old dogs.
Get that thing dead or in a pound somewhere looking sad.
So I thought you were gonna tell us a story about the dog you already had, not about the puppy that was gonna get left.
Well, the dog that I had ended up, we had to give it away because my uncle couldn't care for a dog. After my dad died, it was like, well, my uncle's not going to be able to afford this house, so I can't have a dog at my mom's house. We had fucking shitloads of cats, and we didn't have a fence in the backyard.
Sucks.
So it was like, well, got to give the dog. We gave Gretel to a nice home. It was some
That's
sweet,
fucking better than behind Kroger's.
sweet old lady and old man that had fucking crazy money and just bought him a fuckload of toys and stuff. And I don't know. It was sad losing Gretel too, but yeah. Anyways, can we talk about our shits now?
Yeah, man. So your hemorrhoids are gone now, right?
I don't know. Well,
You ever shit yourself?
Not recently.
You ever
Have
had
you
a
ever
hemorrhoid?
shit yourself though?
Like full on?
Yeah,
Since
like
you
a
were
big
full
old poop,
on, like-
poopy
Since-
shit in the pants.
Since you have been paying your taxes and tucking your own shirt in, have you shit your
no.
pants? No?
Have you pissed your
I've
pants?
been
Tinkled.
I think the last time, I pissed myself a little bit in boot camp because we were out on the rifle range.
What's boot camp
Yeah,
like?
boot camp.
Is it hardcore?
It's not
Lots
as,
of dudes trying to quietly jerk off in
it's
the
not
middle
as
of the
hard.
night.
It's not as hardcore as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like Full Metal Jacket.
Like
Oh, you wanted to hit a dude?
fucking shoot yourself at some point because you lost it?
You wanted to hit
Oh,
a fat
no, not
dude
that
and make
far.
fun of him and like hit him with bars of soap and in a sheet.
Fucking people yelling at you.
Oh, that didn't happen. They did fuck with this one kid who was kind of fat. They like he was on watch.
They just fuck with fat people
God
in the
damn.
the military.
No, it's like whenever he went to bed, he found like 10 ammo cans in his rack. And then he was like, oh, God damn it, like put a bunch of ammo cans in my rack. And then he'd go like walk them back to the corner where they were supposed to be. And then like while he was putting like 2 ammo cans back, like these guys snuck off in the dark and they put like 5 more ammo cans. And then, yeah, I didn't see any.
I thought you were going to say they followed him with a trombone, like womp, 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 womp.
Why did I have the same song playing in my head
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for that to get brought up?
There wasn't
too?
as much violence as I was hoping for. I did get Spartan kicked
What
a
happened?
couple
Oh, that's
times.
badass.
A couple of times.
Like,
By who?
the drill instructor.
Shout out.
They what was his name?
Spartan kick you in the chest sometimes for no reason. Private Andrew, bam, right in the chest.
Well,
Gotcha.
no,
So, like-
you're not a private until you graduate.
Okay.
So like, imagine like you just got put in charge of like making these dudes into like some badass motherfuckers that are supposed to be defending the country, and then like you're like, can I have some fun with it? Like, yeah, like,
Spartan kick.
can I spire kick? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like you're not gonna take advantage of that opportunity. Like, you just got the green light.
Are they allowed to?
to
Can
fucking bury your boot
Oh,
straight into the
no,
center
they're-
chest of
they're-
some grown ass man?
So like, officially, it's very politically correct, even in the Marine Corps. But there's a lot of stuff that they do, and they tell you not to tattle. And I said, like, oh, well,
Can you
I'm
give
not-
us some examples?
Oh, like,
Shut up.
Oh, like they'd hit you and be like, I didn't do that.
Like punch you?
One guy did get punched in the forehead.
In the forehead.
In the forehead.
That does
Like,
more-
the huge-
How much
What-
of a
what do you
fool
got-
was he acting to get
Huge-
socked
Yeah,
in the forehead?
What the fuck you gotta get to do?
So
to get
when you're on the
punched?
rifle range, you're not supposed to run, and then
Makes
they made
sense.
us run, and then like they told us to stop, and the one guy didn't like hear it, and then like the drill instructor just punched him in the face, and it left a huge like purple mark, and the drill instructor had to like cut grass for a week or something. I don't know.
Well, what else would happen? Like,
Sounds like straight abuse.
Yeah, well that's kind of the point, because like what's the enemy gonna do to you?
so
yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, throwing a kid in a dryer might be a little far. That never happened when I was there, but that has happened.
do
Dude,
they-
I've
they
heard
brand
some
people?
stories from people in infantry, and they're like, war crimes are just straight up brushed under the goddamn carpet like they're no big deal.
You got any
well-
war crimes you want to admit to on the bastard
Oh,
sermon?
no.
What do you? Where was that going, Luke? Like,
No, I was just
your-
agreeing that like so clearly super like dark shit that's happening.
Well,
that
like the
is just
My Lai
gonna get
massacre.
not
I
talked
I went
about.
to Latvia for a week. That's the closest to being overseas I've been.
So you have been deployed?
No,
No?
I went to Latvia for a week.
Oh,
For a training
like on
exercise.
vacation.
No, it was a training exercise.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Yeah. No, I joined. I didn't know this, but when I signed up and like I joined in 2010. I didn't go to boot camp till 2011, but that's when Afghanistan was winding down. They were doing mostly DMIL. They weren't really sending reservists anywhere.
Which branch are you a part of?
I'm Marine Corps Reserve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I learned how to shoot the guns and stuff, but I didn't really live like the barracks life, and I never really got to go anywhere. I mean, they sent us some cool places. Like we trained in the Sierra Nevadas, and we went to 29 Palms, which is the middle of the desert. So I mean, I guess that's better than going to Indiana all the time, which is what reservists usually do on the weekends.
why are you in the reserves?
Because I wanted to go to college and get that out of the way.
Heard.
Makes sense.
They ever call you back for training?
No, I did my 6 years, and then I kept going for a 7th, and now I'm out.
Oh, that must be nice. Can they ever call you back?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that if like someone after they get out of the military, can they ever be called back to the military since they
Yeah,
have
when
the
you're
experience?
when
Yeah,
you're
so-
retired in your log cabin in the woods, they give you a phone call.
Rambo, we need you.
David Andrew, you were the best. We need you back on the job. You're smoking a cigar. I don't do that anymore.
The president's asking. Well, that makes it personal.
Hold on.
Anyways, go on.
Andrew, the
Sorry.
president's been tweeting about you all day. You know that I don't have Twitter.
Anyways, like, can you get called back?
Yeah, so every military contract is actually an 8-year contract. So most active duty guys, they have 4 years active, and then you have 4 years inactive reserve. And inactive reserve, you're not like a regular reservist where you go to like train 1 week in a month, but you're just like on the books still. So like you can grow out your beard, you can do whatever. You're basically a civilian.
That's
But
pretty cool.
in those 4 years, like you're still in the system, so that if they needed you, if like World War III were to happen, like oh we need you, like you wouldn't have to go to like the doctor and get your butthole fingered and like rejoin
just
the
back
military.
in.
Yeah, you're just back in.
Wait, you had to get your butthole fingered for the military, or was that just
basically,
like,
like-
What's that
personal
like?
They
preference?
kind of just
Is it violating?
They kind of just like moved it around. They kinda- like they kind of make you bend.
Stir it up.
Like, they make you touch your toes, bend over, and they like they pull your butt cheeks together, and they have to like move any hairs out of the way, and they just kind of look at the booty hole.
Was it at least a hot old man doctor?
No, it was
What the fuck?
it was like this old lady with like 3 chins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you probably wanted to fart in it.
So it's taking everything to
She
just
kind
keep.
of like rubbed her hands together before she fingered her buttholes. I think maybe she kind of liked it.
were you in
Being
real
around
good
all
shape
these young
then? The
men.
veins were really coming
Yeah.
out in your arms.
Maybe she didn't want
Vascularity.
like cold, clammy hands on your butt. Maybe she was trying to warm them up for you.
Were hands cold?
Yeah, she was wearing gloves.
Now was that?
Ah, okay,
Now be
okay.
honest.
Did you hear the snap of the gloves when she put them back on?
Be 100% honest.
Bend
Was that
over.
your favorite part of joining the military?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But it's when they made us walk like ducks.
They make you walk like
They
ducks?
make you walk like ducks, yeah, to make sure that, like, I don't know, you have good coordination.
Do they get to,
Wait,
do you
what do you
sing
mean?
funny songs like in Full Metal Jacket where they're like, I don't know what I've been told, Eskimo pussy's mighty cold.
Yeah. If you like your pussy tight, stomp your left and drag your right, and then you stomp your left and drag your right foot.
What do you mean you walk like a duck?
Oh, so like when you're when you're doing your initial checkup,
Yeah.
you're like walking. You have to walk like this. I hope
Why?
this isn't a nice chair. Just to check your coordination. They make you do all kinds of stuff, like hop on one foot.
Interesting.
No, the best
Like
part
after they fingered your ass.
after they finger your ass. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah,
Pat in his
that-
head right now is like, I
I was
want to
think-
ask him questions, but I'm also like, why are you standing in my chairs?
When you get to boot camp, they give you this shot that supposedly is supposed to like make you not have morning wood, and it feels like it has the consistency of
What?
peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter. And
Is
then-
that the reason for taking
And they shoot it right into your dick? Like peanut butter
Oh
up
no,
your
no,
dick real
ass
good?
cheek, ass cheek.
Okay.
They put it in your ass cheek, and then you have to sit like Indian style on the ground, and then you have to rock back and forth, and you have to flatten out the peanut butter and spread it across your butt cheek.
Get some nice peanut butter cheeks going.
What the
I don't know
fuck?
what the fuck is going. I feel it. What?
So imagine there's like a room full of 30 dudes who've just been like lined up against the wall with their trousers down with a shot going in their ass, and then they're all told to get on like a big wrestling mat and just rock back and forth like this. There's like 30 dudes doing this at once.
Why?
He
To
just
spread out
said
the
to
peanut
spread
butter
out the
shot.
And you
fucking
can't say
shit,
no?
dude.
I'm just
Like, you're
so
shooting-
confused. I'm
I'd
sorry.
be like, hold on, what? You're shooting me full of anti-boner peanut butter shots? And absolutely not.
That's what I'm like.
No.
What is
Okay,
going-
so, like-
what?
So you're
Like your
telling me
butt
this
cheek,
affects
dude.
my boners? It's not happening. What are you talking about?
Peanut butter anti-boner.
Like your butt cheek is like
Butt
this.
butter.
They
Patrick.
fucking inject it, fill it up, it starts to bulge. You gotta like rock back and forth
That
to
makes
flatten
sense.
it out.
I still had morning wood here and there. No, the weirdest thing that happened
Well,
was...
don't brag about how good
was-
your dick is to everyone. Jesus. I mean,
It
my
fought
dick was
through the
still great.
drugs.
I mean, I could feel tired, dick, but I worked it up. It was like that. It was like the American flag every morning.
I mean, I miss it.
Yeah, I'm immune to the anti-boner stuff. My blood is basically Cialis. No, the coolest thing that happened to me at boot camp was, like, so they wake you up at 4 a.m., right? And, like, they turn the lights on and they scream, lights, lights, lights. You have to get on the line. I had this dream. I had a dream that I woke up from a wet dream. So, like... So like
Okay.
I had a dream, like in the dream I thought that I was waking up in real life,
Wet
and I had like a
dream
huge
inception.
wet splotch on
no.
my skivvy shorts. Like you sleep in like these green boxers called skivvy shorts.
But then you actually woke up and it was just a drill instructor, and he was like, "Don't tell anyone."
There's a week worth of grass
But you
cutting.
told, and he had to cut the grass for 2 days.
It's just a dream. Go back to sleep.
Punches you right in the head.
I'm sorry, you had a dream. This is why we shouldn't smoke weed and come back to the podcast.
In the dream, I woke up and there's just this big splotch in my pants in the dream, and I freaked out, and I like jumped down and I started ruffling through my laundry bag for like a clean pair of skivvy shorts, and there weren't any. And then I woke up in real life, and I thought that I felt like a wet spot, like cum around my dick. So I jumped off of the rack. And I like repeated the dream in real life where I went into the laundry bag and there wasn't any more like skivvy shorts because someone stole them because people steal in boot camp. And then I was like so scared, and then they're like, lights, 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 get on the line. And I was like, well, guess it's my time to get laughed at. And then I realized it was a dream. It was just the weirdest thing.
I have dreams like that, except it's not waking up to a wet dream.
He
It's
just
a
actually had a
car
wet
accident.
What? What did you just say to me? And then what happens? You just wake up super fucking worried. Oh shit!
Yes.
I get those all like the falling dreams, but you don't die. You just hit it. You wake up like, what the fuck? Like you just like your like heart's already beating
Yeah.
uncomfortably fast and shit.
Do you ever like talk in your sleep and realize you're talking in your sleep?
People
talk in my
tell me
sleep
I talk in
all
my
the
sleep
time.
all of the time. Yeah.
I don't. I feel like I always
Same.
catch myself because I was never told I talk in my sleep. But sometimes I'll be like, "Hello, hello," and then I'll say it out loud and be like, "What the fuck? I just said that out loud."
I once got
look around like,
really
what the
fucking
fuck?
stoned with my friends and was talking to them, fell asleep mid-conversation, woke up talking.
that
did
sounds
not-
like you.
I know, right? I didn't know what I was talking about. I just had to try to like to end the fucking sentence, like, but I couldn't, so I just fucking admitted to it. Like, yeah, I just fell asleep mid-conversation. I feel crazy.
The craziest part about me, like talking in my sleep, like, she tells me about it all the time. Like, I'll be, like, fully eyes open, having a full-blown ass conversation with you.
Yep.
Nothing, though.
Same.
There's nothing there. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. She's telling me I'm telling her about Dark Attica and fucking, like, all kinds of different weird shit. Yeah, I don't know. I've done it my whole life, though. Like,
That's interesting.
Just have full-blown fucking weird conversations.
Dude.
One time I woke up and, like, I looked over and I looked around the room and, like, I was like, I said some, like, super creepy, eerie, demonic shit and, like, went right back to sleep. My friend was staying the night on the floor and they didn't want to go to sleep. They, like, had to turn the lights on and wake me the fuck up. They're like, Cody, what the fuck were you talking about? And I was like, huh? The fuck, dude? It's like 2 a.m. He was like, no. What the fuck? What the fuck did you just say? The fuck did you just say about the little girl and Satan? And what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like super fucking worried. Like, I'm not sleeping in your house. You're gonna have to drive me home now, bud.
I had sleptwalk twice when I was young.
I was just about to ask
Yes.
about that. Sleepwalking
Twice.
scares the shit out of me.
I did it twice.
I've never done it, but that is scary as fuck. What did you do? Tell us the story.
Now, like when you will have like eyes open talking to people, like I've done that with my mother when she'll tell me to like go to my bed, like if I had fallen asleep in the living room when I had lived with them.
Right.
Like I'll stand up, like got it, go to bed, not remember how I got there. But my sleepwalking was I had gotten up from my bedroom. I had walked down an entire flight of stairs to the living room, and I was like, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade, and they were like, Luke, what are you doing up? And I was like, I'll be back. And I walked
with a knife to murder you all.
No, I walked right past them through the living room to the kitchen, and then
I grabbed a claw hammer and I just started caving heads in.
No, I started.
I used to have more siblings.
I took a piss in the garbage can.
Oh, those stories always.
I've
I
done
was
that.
waiting for you to say refrigerator.
It was took a piss in the garbage. The second time I
Son
took
of
a
a
piss
bitch.
on a stuffed Charizard I won at a carnival.
Why didn't you stick
job.
up for me when I was telling all my I get drunk and piss on things story? You were like, dude, you're a fucking freak. Goddamn alcoholic. You should stop drinking.
Cody's foul.
Hold on. So I can rightfully defend myself. I am pissing in a garbage can and on a stuffed animal I owned. This man is getting belligerently drunk and pissing on people's sinks with their dishes inside of them.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this all the time, Luke. Just every once
There's
in
a difference still.
It's a gamble.
Once-
Every time you drink with him, he might pee on your dishes.
Once every harvest moon, I'll pee on some dishes.
Harvest moon.
All right, we were talking about the solstices before, and it made me think. Every time there is a blood moon, I do get a little pissy.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Damn. Anyways, but yeah, sleepwalking's fucking
Wild.
scary. Yeah, I hope I never do that shit. But I do remember one time I have like this. I used to my old house, like growing up, I had like the whole upstairs, which had like a staircase in the middle of it. So I used to split the room off, so half of it was like a hangout area, the other half was just like my bedroom, and I had a stand-up closet and a big mirror that kind of separated and made a little doorway. I remember waking up one time, and I was like past that section, and my bed was like really like 20 feet away, and I was like turned, and my head was leaning off the side of the stairs, and I was like, how the fuck did I get here? Just like, it's just nuts. I don't want to, I could have fucking hurt myself.
You ever wake up masturbating?
No, what the
No?
fuck? Do you? It sounds like something you would do.
I woke up
A lot.
I woke up beating it one time. I was like, whoa, Cody.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's like, what am I doing?
Did you finish the job?
Yeah, did you finish
I'm
the
happy I
job?
wasn't at my friend's house. That's all that I was happy about. I'm glad I wasn't slamming my hand on my friend's couch.
Well, I
Can you
woke up.
imagine if you... It'd be the most traumatizing thing ever. You're
Mortifying.
Beating your meat in front of the whole family as they're waking up. I'm all just about to get there. Cody, what are you doing? And then, I wake up. I swear, I wasn't. I didn't know I was sleeping.
Wake up mid splooge.
I used to. I used to work at this. I used to work at this fucking truck shop, and I worked at the truck shop and a hotel simultaneously. So I was working like 75 hours a week.
Fucking place.
It was the sketchiest place. I've talked about it on the podcast before. I almost died like 10 times working in this fucking place. Like, no safety equipment. There's pit bulls running around that already murked somebody. Like, all kinds of crazy shit. All kinds of fuck shit. Like, all kinds of sketchy characters that I'm working with and stuff. And I would get some of my... He was trying to close the shop up and get the fuck out of Dodge. I guess he had done some sketchy shit. I assumed he'd done some... He had a fucking news story every day. And I was like, you did some sketchy shit for sure. So I'm calling up my friend Joe to come work for us and my friend Josh. So one time Josh is up there working for me and or working with me rather, and I would have to sleep. There was in the front office, in order to be able to work both jobs since they were down the street from each other, I would just sleep there, wake up after 3 hours of sleep, go to the hotel, work my 8 hours, sleep for 3 hours there, and come back and just do that for like 4 days. It'd be nasty as fuck, taking whore baths and stuff. And you could either sleep on this dirty, greasy fucking couch that every gross-ass fucking hillbilly that ever worked in this truck shop slept on, or...
What the fuck?
Or you could sleep in this fucking minivan chair. So it was like it was a chair from a minivan, like the seats of a minivan, just next to the couch like furniture. This was this fucking redneck fool's furniture. And it was greasy, but not as greasy as the couch. So naturally I make Josh sleep on the couch and I sleep on this minivan seat. And Josh said that he woke up in the middle of the night to the loudest snoring that he's ever heard in his entire life. And he looked over and he was like, Cody, what the fuck? Because I'm over here just full sleep apnea. And he just couldn't sleep and he wakes up and I've got a boner sticking like through my pants. And
What the fuck?
And he was like,
That's a horrifying sight.
he was like, but your legs were spread, your like hands, so you were just presenting dick and snoring. It's like there was this siren going off to tell me about your boner coming through your jeans. And he was like, so I did the right thing, and I didn't put it on Facebook. I put a pillow over you.
What the fuck?
Thanks, Josh, for not taking a picture of that. I appreciate
You
it.
should have drawn a dick on your
It
dick.
would have been fucking hilarious if he had done anything. I couldn't have been mad at him because if your friend's snoring, he's got a dick going through his jeans. Like, I don't care. It's fine to take a picture and make fun of him later for it.
I'm totally take a picture of this dude with a boner right now. Yeah.
That would be my first instinct.
Let me tell you.
But
That's
anyways,
fucked up.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry I thought about that because
That's a funny
about
story,
boner
though.
sleeps.
Have you ever been caught masturbating, Andrew?
No.
Be honest.
You ever jacked off to furry porn?
No.
Be
No,
honest.
definitely. I'm
Be
not-
honest.
What do they call it? Fripping? Fluffing? Fripping?
Or what the fuck is it called? They do something where they're like in heat or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. No, I heard that they have a word for fucking, and it sounds like
That's what it is. I don't know what
friffing, fluffing.
Look it up.
Friffing?
Look it up. Why are we looking like crazy people?
Furry slang?
It's furry slang.
Furryslang.com. All right. I don't even know what to
Oh,
type
just
in.
like furry slang dictionary.
Hold on.
What the fuck is that called?
Furry speak?
Furry words and terms. The furry animo. Okay. Seems like this is the place to go.
What the fuck is this?
Adoptables.
Characters you
Why
can
aren't
adopt.
there any
What the
fucking
fuck?
advertisements for Neopets on this webpage?
What the fuck?
There's a whole fucking
a
like.
woo boop.
Encyclopedia.
There's one that
That's a
just says
Neopet.
C and doesn't have any goddamn explanation for what that means. Convention, Cubs, Digitrade, Dutch
Animal
Angel
style
Dragon.
base.
That sounds like a sexual
One of the best
position.
known species along the furry fandom. Dutch Angel Dragon.
Excited sound. So I guess what the
A fur pile, multiple furries at the same place and on top of each other.
Not what I would have
okay.
guessed.
Fursuit. Oh my
The
god.
gray muzzle, an older furry. How old do they get? How many older furries are there?
I'm sure if you googled it,
There
you'll
has to be
find
some
someone.
OG like
World's-
fucking My Little Pony just diehards.
Fuck. What do you feel about bronies, dude? Andrew.
Oh,
You know what a
one of
brony
my
is?
friends from high school came out as a brony, so I try not to judge as hard.
How do you feel about it though?
I feel about it. I have a hard time understanding it. Supposedly, it's
As
like
you should.
It's part of the men's rights movement.
No, it's
somehow.
not.
Huh?
It's like like I've read that like the brony
Those dudes are
movement.
fucking dorks.
It's supposed
Yup.
to be dudes that are trying to assert their masculinity by not feeling the need to be traditionally masculine.
Huh?
I don't get it. I've only met one
What,
in
bronies?
person.
Whack.
So it's got like a whole political agenda.
Supposedly, I don't know.
Whack.
Back in my day, we just called them nerds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're gonna stay nerds.
Coming from the nerdest mouth I've
Nerdiest
ever met.
motherfucker ever.
The only brony I knew, like personally, worked at a gun store, so that kind of
No, well, don't fuck with him.
That kind of goes against your usual idea of what a brony would be like. But
damn, what the fuck?
I used to work with a brony.
People were dicks to him in
Gross.
high school, though.
Can you talk about it now?
Was he a brony in high school?
Yeah, I'll
no,
talk
he
about
wasn't.
it.
Not back then.
Cody, tell me about this brony dude you fucking know.
So everybody that where I used to work just fucking hated this dude. Like, we all would get creepy vibes from him. We would always fuck with dude because I would straight up just be disrespectful and shitty to him because I don't know what it was. He just creeped me out, and I got really bad vibes from him every time that he was around. And fucking everyone said that about him. And if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. It fucking has feathers like a duck. It's probably a duck. So I was betting on he's a creep and a weirdo. And then one of my friends up there was telling me about, like, how he would just admit super unnecessary amounts of, like, weird shit to people. Like, always, like, girls while they were, like, working shifts by themselves. And he'd be like, sometimes, like, to dress up in my mom's panties and bras. Like, and nothing started this conversation. He would just start talking about it. And, okay, you want to dress up in one of those
Killers
underwear?
say that. Killers say that.
Ted
You want
Bundy.
to, okay, dude, you want to do that? Fine. If we're talking about that, okay, you brought it up. But you don't just whisper that in the middle of a shift at work to your coworker, like, what the fuck did you just say to me, you fucking serial killer?
Yep.
So he would say, like, weird shit like that, and he was always talking about how into fuck. He had, like, this goofy car seat Pokemon belt. This is a 32-year-old man, and he had this, it looked like a car belt, like a belt buckle, like the way that the old school ones buckle up, and then it had just every Pokemon around it and shit like that. And that was his only, like, thing that he could do to get away from his work attire. And then, like, you find out that he's actually a brony. So, like, you go to his, like, Facebook, and it's all brony shit. And then I was asking him about it. Because normally I would just fuck with him because I didn't want him around me because he just annoyed me and creeped me out every time that he was around. And I was like, I don't care about your friendship. Like,
But then you were like, let's poke the
care
bear.
about your respect. Well, he was just like, he's a fucking brony. What's he going to do? Like... Besides bring a gun to work and shoot everybody, he doesn't have any options. And we would say that's right to his face. So I was like, Donnemeyer, am I the first one? I shouldn't have said his fucking name. But whatever, Donnemeyer, am I the first one on your list? And he was like, what list? And I was like, the list that you're making for who you're going to shoot first when you bring that AR-15 in before the cops get you and you have to murk yourself. And he was like, I hate you guys. And then just like walk away. But
Yeah,
like,
you're on a hit list.
I don't know. He would just creep me
You're on
out.
a
I
hit
didn't
list,
like him.
a
I wanted him
brony
to get
hit
away
list.
from me all the time. But so I eventually got to a point where I was like, I'm just ask this weirdo questions. And I was like, Donnemeyer. And normally he wouldn't respond. I'd be like, Donnemeyer. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, what was your favorite season of My Little Pony? And he was like, fuck you, dude. And then he was,
Season 4, episode 4.
No, and I was like,
3
no,
minutes
seriously.
and 22 seconds was my favorite second.
No. I was like, dude, for real. I'm not fucking with you. I was totally fucking with him. I'm not fucking with you, dude. What's your favorite shit? Like, do you feel like the writing dropped off at any point? He was like, well, now that you mention it, yeah, I feel like after season 3, the writing was just sloppy. And he starts going into a detailed dissertation, but I wanted to keep the conversation going because I was like, and I'm just staring at him, just trying to, like, pretend like he's saying completely normal shit. I'm like, you're talking about a little kid show right now, like a little ass kid show called My Little Pony, and you're talking about the writing kind of fell off after season 3. Hold on, there's seasons? Like, you made it to season 3 of My Little Pony? Tell me more, Donnemeyer. And then he would just go down a whole fucking rabbit hole of, like, all this information about My Little Pony and what his favorite characters were and how he liked to ship certain characters together. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a 31-year-old man. Like, what do you fucking mean? So, yeah. I worked with
If
the
you
burn.
think that's bad, it's actually so bad that the show cares more about the male fandom than it does the little girls that it's marketed to.
you
There was a
serious? What do you
character. There was a character
Because
named.
they have money.
There's a character called Derpy, which had like eyes that went different ways, and they thought that like the character was insensitive to like retarded and like autistic people. So the show decided to axe the character, but it was one of like the major like characters like from like the first few seasons.
Yeah.
And that pissed off the bronies so much.
They petitioned to bring back Derpy.
Yeah. So they brought back Derpy. I think that was the character's name.
But they made him rename it Tardface.
Dude, look up Derpy, bro. Let's check out Derpy.
Let's check out Derpy.
All right.
Allie, do you mind grabbing the dog?
And then what?
And then keeping it away from fucking Luke, that sick psychopath.
You're fucked. I hate your guts.
You fucking walked right into it, dude.
Oh, that was so good, Pat. Your keyboard's fucking up. I'm trying.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Right there, Derpy.
yeah,
Derpy
but if I just
hooves.
type in
Derpy Hooves is probably the
is it hooves? Okay.
well, it's horse related.
Yeah, it is. Why is it?
So he jacks off to
Oh,
this
the eyes-
every night, huh?
No, the eyes aren't going different directions. I guess they.
They kind of are. I don't know. Is it just a dumb horse?
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
no, this one can't look straight. What the fuck?
So basically, the
plot thickens.
The brony camp won out against like the special needs advocates who were like, "Oh, we need to get rid of this character because it's insensitive." So it's crazy that bronies have like more of a pull than like special needs advocates.
All right, guys.
Wow,
What the fuck?
Well, this just Cody looked up brony porn, and we're looking at fucking horse unicorns fucking each other in the ass.
Wow, this is pretty
Wow,
cool,
this
you guys.
is graphic.
This is neat.
There's an
No,
orgy.
it's not.
Wow, Cody, I didn't know you wanted to look this shit up.
You want me to bookmark some of this for you, Pat? So you've got it for
not.
later.
Clear
bud?
the cache and cookies, dude.
Hold on, let's look at a couple
The
more.
cash and cookies,
Oh, they have an
dude.
animated one. Let's see the animated ones.
All right, looking at any of these horses, who's got a semi? You fucking
I mean, there you go, Luke.
perverts.
You monster. That's all for you, big guy. They go deep on the My Little Pony
Jesus
porn.
Christ.
This
Look
look
at this fucking artwork. Like, look how long this probably took people to make.
Oh, Pat, you're saying you appreciate the
No, it's
artistic?
just like, how into it do you have to be to fucking make this kind of art? Like, so much.
Way into it.
What were we gonna say, Andrew?
Oh no! If you think this is bad, there's probably a Vor version of this.
Oh yeah, Vor is fucking
What is
weird too.
Vor?
Vor is
You
like,
had mentioned it today on one of our pages.
Well, Vor is like when you go, like, you get swallowed whole and you get comfy on the inside of someone's stomach. It's fucking weird.
Are you lying to my face right now?
No, that's what it is. Or like you go up someone's vagina and you stay in there, like.
You know, in that
I don't
movie,
know, dude. It's
you know
fucked
Step
up.
Brothers. You know Step Brothers. How she's like, I want to take you and wad you up into a little ball and just put you in my vagina and keep you there all warm and safe. You know that line. It's like that, but made into like a comic.
Reality.
There is
God,
My Little Pony
yeah.
Vor YouTube.
What the
YouTube channel?
That's what it says.
When I first heard what Vor was, I thought it was like eating flesh. Like you take someone and like you rip a chunk out of like
You
their
just
shoulder
get
or
sexual
something.
attraction over it.
Yeah, but no, this is like people not being chewed
Go
up,
back.
just like going inside of stomachs.
She just ate this one though.
Yeah, but like they want to be eaten. They want to sit in the stomach and just be, yeah. Not that. I don't even know if it's like digestion. Look at this shit. What the fuck? Who comes up with Vor? But we can't say much.
I
We
didn't
had
know
stump
about
porn.
this until I worked at the Renaissance Festival.
Really?
Who was telling
Oh,
you
yeah.
about Vor?
Oh, you know there's some bronies at the fucking fair.
Oh yeah. Oh
Furry
no.
fair.
A lot of people who work there really don't like the furries because the furries will go up to like some of the fairies would dress like kind of like animals sort of, and the furries would like swarm them and be like, "Oh, you are our kindred spirit. Oh, hang out with us." Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Well, what's this?
What is this?
It's just so fucked up. I mean, there's people just have a lot of weird fucked up fetishes. I think one of these also is an insect loving guy. That was some fucked up shit. Go up to the top with the yellow shortcut.
What?
Up in the top left.
Oh, okay.
So this insect loving guy confesses he dated a cockroach, ate it when it died. People are fucked up.
You can't.
More fucked up than you, Luke.
Can't do it. You can't. Oh, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
You can't cut. You can't fucking date a roach, bro.
Dude, it's let's read it. I haven't read
Fucking
it.
hit and quit roaches, bro. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Where's this dude from? Canada?
Go down. One man in Japan has been promoting eating insects, but it seems his fondness for bugs extends beyond his dinner plate. Blah, 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 blah. 25 has always loved nature and has been eating insects since he was young. Go down.
Yuto Shinohara.
That
I
shit
don't
was
wanna
not
say.
hard to pronounce. If you watch anime like you say you do, liar, deceiver.
No.
All right, keep going.
Go down. Why is there so many fucking ads?
He organizes insect eating events in Japan with dishes that include a bug cocktail, insect pastries, and ramen with crickets and mealworms. Ugh.
It's fucking disgusting.
Barf.
Huh?
You know,
I mean, crickets actually are the best form of protein. Like
Yeah.
insect protein is like some of the best way to get protein, and apparently, like it's the new solution for like world hunger is like insect protein.
I was just gonna say that, like, I'm saying to eat all
Seriously.
this, but I've
Aren't we
had
killing all the bugs,
pizza with
though?
cicadas.
Yeah,
before,
there's
and
like
it was fine.
there's a study out right now that was just released that apparently all insects will go extinct within 100 years. It's some new fucking study that came out. Look that
So
up.
will we?
I'm
Turning the frogs gay too.
I just kind
Turn
of
the
hope
damn
that
frogs gay.
when everything goes really south, like we're still around, like we start to see the reverse of like without structure.
Interesting. What are you looking it up? Okay.
Oh, you want to hear something fucking crazy I heard this week? There's a small town in Russia, I believe it may have been. This town got put under a state of emergency because it got invaded by over 50 polar bears.
Yeah, dude, that was some crazy shit.
What?
So, yeah, that's
What do you
some
mean?
crazy shit.
These fucking okay, so they're running out of ice to look for food, so they're going to land for food, and this specific spot is low enough. It's like sea level, so they were able to just swim and come to this place, and they just started invading towns. Like they've got
Polar bears are the most aggressive bears,
Yup.
and they're
Scary.
the biggest, and they
Yup.
eat people and each other. They're
They've
Actively
got
hunt
them
humans.
scary.
They have them caught on security cameras, like walking through like business, like office, like hallways and shit. There's a dude walking from one apartment building to the other, and I don't think he notices that a polar bear is like
Stalking him?
yeah, like 40 feet away from him to his left. Luckily, he fucking gets to his destination.
Well, the thing
but
that was kind of crazy is like, yeah, these polar bears will be here, but you can't shoot them either.
Yeah.
Like, you get in trouble for shooting them, even if they're about to attack you.
it's
And
fucking
the whole internet froze.
nuts. Some
Probably
parents
because you're looking up fucking porn on the laptop.
Some parents
Or-
apparently like stopped letting their kids go to like kindergarten school
Yeah.
for some time.
Absolutely. They'd
Can
be
you
dead.
Imagine just hanging out in your backyard and
Fucking
just-
polar bear
Yep.
comes up and swipes your ass.
beady black eye.
Bro, who's filming
fucking
this?
Ogre motherfucker.
Eyes
Look how
rolling
many
up.
fucking polar bears
Probably
are
a
here.
drone.
Yeah, probably a drone.
I fucking hope so. Just not one ballsy Russian dude thinks he can fight 40 polar bears.
And they're looking for food.
I don't think you've met a Russian.
All
so-
of What's
kidding.
that show like Superhuman where they have like people like diving off of high dives and like into kiddie pools, but like they
To a
do it
cup
in
of
such
water.
a way. Yeah, stuff like that.
What?
Like they're always Russian.
Oh my god.
Because they're hardcore.
They
Is
have
that real? We
superpowers.
can dive into a fucking cup of water.
No, Russians can just break their feet and not flinch. That's all.
They
That's
can
all.
just break
'cause
their
they're all-
feet and not flip.
Because they're all frostbitten and shit, and they don't have doctors in Russia.
They stepped on so
saw
much
your
glass
toes
growing
off.
up, you know.
Just saw it.
Yeah, they had to eat tin cans like my dog used to
You're fucked.
for,
Wow.
for food. That's what Russians eat, right?
That's how they get tough.
I'm not reading this whole ass article to figure out
Yeah.
why they invaded.
Just
but
go. It's on the recent news articles. Just check that shit out. It's fucking nuts.
dude.
It's fucking nuts. But I feel like that's a good way to end the podcast tonight.
Okay.
I have to
Yeah.
get up super early nowadays.
Get it before.
Yeah, I have to get up at like 5. It's not
Gross.
fun. But dude, it was really fucking fun having you on. There was a lot of controversial shit that was said tonight, that's for sure.
Dark
But I
stuff.
will definitely say it was interesting and fun
It's
episode.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, to check out Kneel to No One.
And check out the other podcast on the Bastard Network. More coming. Luke could probably give you that information right now.
Yeah, we've got Elliot from Boston. Check them out between the covers, Shit Talking Cunts, and be sure to check out all short videos by Black Collar TV on YouTube.
Andrew, is there anywhere we can follow you? Do you want people to follow you?
No, I don't have like an official public presence at the moment. I'll probably make one in the future.
You
Dude.
should, especially for the shields, man. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
once we
Yeah.
get one for the show, people will definitely ask for one.
Super fucking cool.
And I will not enslave anyone who comes to my house.
Well, that was a good fucking time. Till next week, you fucks.
Peace.
Oh, wait, no. Fucking Anthony Tank Mansfield has a fucking live event March 1st. Go fucking check that shit out. It's in Dayton. Go check that shit out.
March
Do it.
1st. It's going to be amazing. You can see him paint live.
Do you
Fuck
guys
check
yeah.
that
He's
shit
a
out.
talented motherfucker.
Yeah.
Love him.
Anyways,
Go rub his bald head.
till next time. Peace.
Love you, bitches.